Doing it live.
All right, let's just
Let
jump in.
the let the
Let's
ocean
hop
take you
right
to
into it.
Louisiana.
Welcome to the Blueberries Podcast, episode number 285. I'm Adrian. That's David. That's Kels. This is our video
Almost
game
at
podcast.
300.
Almost 15 more. This is our video game podcast. We go live every Tuesday on youtube.com/@BlueRupees, and we talk about video games. We talk about a lot of other stuff, though, too, like an asteroid hitting us, and if that's going to kill us all. I wish it would. Why not?
We've done
Yeah.
enough. Our time is
Be a funny
over.
little prank.
My students today just had this is my difficult class. The ones that like don't listen to very often. But they just had a random like existential talk about are you afraid of death to each other?
Hell yeah. It's a
And
good
what-
time to start.
Yeah, it was I think what was it? Isn't it like the male mind doesn't really comprehend death until like the age of like 20, like in their 20s or something like that? Which would make total sense why Jackass was a thing.
Mm.
I mean, it literally makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
How you guys been? What's been going on in your universes? No more funerals. So what else is new?
Trying to survive.
Yeah, aren't we all?
Yeah.
Survive, stay warm, all the above.
Dude, everyone's getting sick around here, and like I feel it. Like I definitely feel it. I can't afford to get sick currently, just because my kids are on a 12 as of tomorrow 12-day crunch to finish their films. And I'm like, well, if I miss a day, everyone's fucked. So I can't. So God help me, because I would love to skip one of these upcoming days. But yeah, that's been going around. Nothing going on then. Everyone's been kind of just chilling out there, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, just vibing.
That's fair.
Yeah, essentially.
That's fair. Fuck it. Let's just talk about what we played. Did we play anything?
Hell yeah. Been playing more Dynasty Warriors Origins. Fucking great game. Still enjoy it. Almost done chapter 4, and I think it's the last chapter, or maybe there's one more after it. I don't fucking know. All I know is I finally picked a side. My fence-sitting ass as a main character is done fence-sitting. I have chosen my side.
The Geno
and
side.
That's right. And we are now warring with everyone. It's great. Nothing like a little genocide to make you feel better.
So you're current day America.
Exactly. I am a one-man genocide army. It's great. Literally thousands of people die to me every day.
It makes you sleep better at night.
Oh, it does.
Kels,
I really hate when
doesn't.
games kind of like force you into that position of just being a fence center. That's so annoying to me.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing: the whole fucking self-insert dumbass fucking story with this game is that you're a guardian of peace,
Right.
and your job is to figure out who's gonna one day be the right person to try to bring peace to the kingdoms. And so because of that, 70% of the game is just like it being a mystery what a guardian of the peace is, followed by everyone suddenly finding out what the fuck a guardian of peace is, and you going, I don't know who to trust. And then finally, it's like, hey, it's about time for you to pick who you're gonna align yourself with. Do a bunch of missions for one group, and that's how you decide you're gonna join them. Okay. Do their missions. Cool. You've decided they're the ones to fucking reconcile fate or some other bullshit. Cool. What was the point of anything else prior to this? Don't ask questions.
Just mindless fun.
Yeah. It's been fun. Like it's definitely been a step in the right direction in many ways for Dynasty Warriors. I'd like to see them continue to evolve a lot of what was introduced in this game, even though a lot of what was introduced in this game was just bringing back old features and finally having them realized in modern hardware. But my only gripe is that the self-insert story is dumb. I fucking hate it. Just give me my fan fiction of a fan fiction of Chinese history the way this series was supposed to be. And then I really hate that they keep trying to not put co-op in fucking Dynasty Warriors games. Literally, the series was founded on co-op. I fucking hate when you keep taking co-op away from this franchise. Fucking stop it. Get some help.
yeah, we talked about that last week with Halo too.
Yeah.
Good times. Anything else you've been playing? Just Dynasty Warriors?
Dice Warriors, Pokemans, the TCGs, and that's it.
Nice. Kels?
Hell yeah.
Marvel
Played a little bit of
Rivals.
Marvel Rivals with some buddies.
Speaking of which, RIP and peace to the head of the team for that.
It was the Western Studio, which is not the main developer of it, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
But not that that game is seeing any sort of detriment currently, and nor does it need any layoffs. That game is like killing it right now. But what do I know? I'm not a person with a lot of money that makes all these calls apparently.
Right. Of course, like I don't want anyone to lose their job, but we also don't know like how substantial they were to the overall piece of the
Maybe it was
pie.
a port.
Well,
and they
there
were
was
done with
two
the port.
firings, one of which being the project lead.
Well, it's not the project lead for the game. It's the project lead for like level design.
That's fair. Still a
Because-
little weird, but
Like I said, I don't want anyone to be fired on the game.
Yeah.
They did a great job. Keep chugging along. Keep the status quo. Hire more people. Don't fire
I
anyone.
mean, it just looks bad on you
Uh,
anyway, though. When you have
Yeah,
so good success right now, it's like you probably should just push them somewhere else or do something with it because this makes it look bad to anyone, right? Because
My-
even if you're
my
putting money in,
optimistic-
you're just like, okay, is it doing bad right now or what?
Yeah, my optimistic take is they weren't like the important piece there, and the game's still good and gonna still keep firing on all cylinders.
No, they're
really,
firing
maybe
all
who
right.
knows? Maybe there was something else behind the scenes involved with them we're not privy to. We're just getting one side of the story.
I mean, it could be just the fact that they're under an American team under a Chinese team that's with all the political climate going on.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. Like,
Mm.
what kind of political climate and how does that contribute to it? Like, is it just like the sense of like, hey, NetEase just doesn't want to invest into like this American company with everything going
Yep,
on?
could be
That
that.
I
could
mean,
be
that's a
something
fair
to take
statement
into that.
currently.
And it's like I said, just again, just so unfortunate these people that work so hard on the game that is a resounding success that something like that could affect their job. It's just another overarching story arc here.
Yeah.
We're talking about
Branching out
PlayStation later
everywhere.
on because I need to roll off about that. But
We'll
Well-
we'll also be talking about another game studio that's failed to get anything off the ground. So
Nintendo.
little known
so,
indie company, Nintendo.
Yeah, so played some Marvel Rivals with some buddies. It's always so funny whenever I play with them. It's like they're always because they're like grinders, right? They're playing
Yeah.
comp and stuff. It's like, why aren't you playing comp, man? Like you could be platinum, you could be diamond, blah blah blah. I was like, bro, like I don't know. Like
I'm
part
old.
of me wants to. Yeah, well, I just have so much other shit that I like could be doing or am doing, and then like once I sit down and I'm like, should I play this? Should I just doom scroll? Should I play something else?
Yeah, but you know what?
Like,
I know my tendencies as a person, and I know that if I step into that, I become a grinder as
Right.
well. And I'm like, I don't want to
Yeah.
invest all my time into that because I know myself and I will, and I don't need that right now.
Sure. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been playing. And what about you?
Been chugging along. I think I'm like, I mean, I don't know how many played hours, but I think Steam has me at about 70 hours in Yakuza 0.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I have completed the Real Estate Royale. I have completed all sub stories up until I just started chapter 7 last night.
But the real question is, do you have Nugget?
Yes, everything's
Hell
complete.
yeah.
Everything is complete.
Good
So,
shit. Good man.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been. I'm not gonna go for 100% because some of that's just a little bit excessive of the stuff.
No,
want you to
even
do.
I don't have 100% Yakuza 0. Like it's much.
Yeah, but I do want to at least get all the sub stories done, and I almost passed on one because I just fucking hate the fucking rhythm dancing game, dude.
Yeah, I like that one. I hated
No.
Mahjong. Mahjong is the devil.
That's fine, but the fucking one where you're with the Miracle and having to, not even that one,
Yeah.
not even that one actually. It was the one where you had to do the dance battles against everyone, and then
Yeah. Oh, that was fun. I love that.
holy shit, I had to lock the fuck in for that one because it was just not. And I'm typically pretty solid at rhythm games, but it was just something about the way that one is just it just did not strike me as something like I could do the karaoke's fine. But yeah, I think it might have been even just having been on the Steam Deck screen being a lot smaller, right? So having like really,
Oh yeah, if you were playing it on the Steam Deck screen the whole time, yeah, no, fuck that.
yeah, I'm playing the entire game so far on Steam Deck.
Jesus Christ,
Oh
yeah, no,
god,
fuck that. That
madman.
sounds horrible.
Yeah, so like imagine how small it is already having to catch
Yeah,
when it shines. Yeah.
yeah, no, absolutely not. That's a big screen game. That's Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I somehow got through it. Um but
And how was it playing? Aside from obviously some of the visuals being a little fucky because of that,
plays
like
fantastic.
how was the experience? All right.
Plays fantastic. There's not a single issue. The only issue I got are hardware issues where if you put on sleep mode and come back into it after so long, sometimes it like the audio is kind of choppy. So you have to save and just exit the game and boot back in.
Mm,
But no, it plays fantastic.
good
I
shit.
I have a I'm probably gonna just go through all the Yakuza games through Steam Deck because my brain is now mentally associated Yakuza with that, and it plays slick on there. Like I have no issues. It plays like just a solid like Switch game, honestly.
That's pretty sweet. All right.
Yeah, so I've been trying away at that. I keep feeling I'm gonna get done with things, but then yeah, the Real Estate Royale was a big heavy side turn.
Yeah.
That was like, all right, cool, I'm knocking through. All right, that took like a solid 2 days of game time to just complete and do, and a lot of it was that extra idle time, right? Because it's like, all right, I'm gonna go here. All right, you try to min max your time, right? So you're like, all right, I'm gonna go run, do the side mission, go talk to this person. By the time I'm done with that, I'll probably have my payouts done. So you're just running back and forth through the Kamaroshi. Is that what it is?
Amarocho.
Kamarocho. There you go. But yeah, and you know what? Hey, shout outs to Yakuza for doing those intermission videos. Like last time we were with Majima. I'm like, oh thank God, because
Yeah,
I spent like 30 hours doing this. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck happened that last one. So thank you for the refresher on that. Um, super solid. It's a very horny ass game. Uh,
Hell yeah.
so it's
Mr. Libido is wonderful.
yeah. Didn't real well, I guess I did realize, right? It's kind of an easy thing to put two and two together, but you realize that the all the actresses are models they're all porn actresses.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's funny when it's just you guys getting these cards too from fucking everyone. You're like, Jesus Christ, everyone here does porn. Um, but yeah, it's the I understand the absurdist humor and it's all funny, but it does try to toe the line a little bit too hard sometimes. Uh, like the Pocket Circuit Racer, where the little girl says,
So good.
she's like, "I'm gonna be your girlfriend. I'm gonna give you my special thing," and Kiryu's like, "What's her special thing? You shouldn't be doing this." But then like the camera like scrolls up her. I'm like, this is a little bit like I understand the joke. It's funny, but like, all right, y'all. But also,
It toes a certain line with that.
yeah,
It's like I always say it's kind of like edgelord humor, but with like not like a malicious tone to it.
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
more
it's earnest.
Yeah, it's earnest trying. To
it's
be
wholesome,
funny, like,
edgy.
yeah,
Yeah. Unlike the fucking adaptation.
It's you know what it kind of reminds me of a little bit. This is a stretch. Follow me with me real quick.
Mm.
It reminds me a lot of I Think You Should Leave,
oh yeah, for sure.
because it's like so many of the stories have the same exact beats to one another, and they always have like when like something's about to hit, and all of a sudden that same sad music, like the sad like uplifting music, that happens. Like I had like I lost my mom or something like that happens. It's the same thing. Like, I Think You Should Leave. Like when the punchline's gonna be like, all right, they're gonna stop and do this whole exposition, random backstory that you don't know with a sad song playing in the background, and that's gonna lead to a joke. So it's funny just hitting the beats all right, yeah, I know what you're gonna do, and it's still funny every single time, but.
Or when you just have just straight up missions that have such a wild juxtaposition to them, like the recurring side quest of the dude who wants to kill himself, followed by then you fight diaper cults.
I haven't got to either of them yet.
You should have been doing the guy who wants to kill himself like the whole game. That's a multi-part subquest throughout the story.
I've completed them all. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, he has like he fights a lot with his girlfriend throughout, and Kiri has to keep fucking helping out with their arguments.
Is that Yakuza 0?
Yeah,
Positive?
yeah, and then they come back in 3.
Spoiler alert.
I don't.
Yeah, so he doesn't actually successfully kill himself. Pro tip, but
Yeah, I don't think I had that, but I've triple and quadruple checked that I have all the subquests I can get right now. So is it
I'm like
Majima?
90% certain it's
Majima or
0.
Kiryu?
No, it's all Kiryu's story. Yeah,
It's
all
not. Yeah,
Kiryu's.
then double check that because it might not be this one.
It might be 1 then. If it's not 0, it might be 1.
It's probably
But,
one because yeah, I've not had any of that yet so far. But yeah, so far so good. I do like it. I'm glad to just I'm like in that mode where I keep wanting to play it. So I'm excited to get done with this and finish it because like I said, once I get to a game, I cross over a certain hump with it. Now I'm snowballing in. I'm like, all right, let's finish this and get this. Let's fucking knock it off the list finally, for fuck's sake.
All right, you're almost done the game, so I'm gonna ask this. In terms of just gameplay, at least so far, who have you enjoyed more, Kiryu or Majima?
I can't say because I've spent a lot more time with Kiryu at this point now. Dude, the gameplay pisses me off sometimes. Sometimes you just get characters where you just literally like they won't let you play for like fucking 10 seconds. Where it's like they just punch you, and you're just like in a stun animation for fucking so long. And I'm like, for the love of all that's holy in this world, let me fucking go. But I don't know. I gotta play. I'm booting up Majima for a little while, so ask me again next week.
All right, fair.
But yeah, because I don't know. I don't really care for Kiryu's style too much, and that could be just because some of the enemies are really fucking annoying. But I've also just been idling the real estate, so I've been bumping up my abilities a bit. Fucking Mr. Showdown, dude. I finally figured out what it was, which is everyone's like, all right, yep. And I looked up online, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. It's like, do rush, because I was doing beast mode, because I'm like, maybe if I just do beast, I can just knock out that health a lot faster.
Life.
Yeah, but beast is not the one because you're too slow.
No, doesn't. Well, when it comes to Mr. Shakedown, none of the fighting styles matter. You get the fucking shotgun, and then you just shotgun them into oblivion.
Beast mode rush mode destroys the fuck out of them, but you gotta be patient. Last night, it's it's like a 5-minute fight if you're doing rush. And Lord help me, I fucking hate it. I knew it too, and I got impatient for 1 second, and he was literally one hit away, and he one hit me. I'm like,
it's a 20-second fight with the slime shotgun.
Yeah, I haven't used the weapons yet.
Special.
Oh, weapons are fucking great. They're so much fun to use.
Yeah, I haven't really fucked with the weapons too much. I just I've been doing a lot of styles, and I also just got unlocked that extra style that he has. Where you get to unlock, you get to activate it through the pause menu.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. But we'll see. I'm going through Majima's now. I'm on chapter 7 out of 10, so, and there's only a handful left of the sub story, so I should be done in the next like day or two. I don't know if I'm gonna go through and go straight to Yakuza Kiwami 1. I might just need a little break.
Definitely sit a second.
Yeah.
Because of the way that the stories, because Yakuza 1 effectively does take place right after where Yakuza 0 leaves off. And because of that, it is good to like give yourself a second to kind of like sit and ruminate on everything that happened, because everything is immediately relevant with Yakuza 1.
Okay, because yeah,
so it's good to sit on it.
Sometimes I have inklings like I started Justice for All after I finished Ace Attorney, but I was like, yeah, this might be overload. I don't want to burn myself out. That's kind of the thing. But also I look at the Yakuza franchise, and I'm like, I feel like I need to get these at a brisk speed in order to catch up to where we're at right now.
Well, so you can burn out, because that's what I did. I played 0 through, and I'm like halfway through 4, all back to back. Literally almost about 1,000 hours going through all those games. That it is a lot to try and get through in one go. I don't recommend it. I recommend Definitely taking a little bit of a break in between each game. Definitely not so much that you start to forget details, but you don't want to immediately hop in one right into the other, because especially 0 through Kiwami 1 and 2, they're all the same game engine, and so they all functionally feel and play the same. So you don't
Right.
have that like difference in how it might feel or interact. It all starts to feel samey after a bit.
I'm just wondering what I want to do, and I was thinking the Kels might have put the bug in my ear to be like, maybe I do another big boy off the list and get Dark Souls out of the way or something like that. But I'm like, maybe I do Demon
Mm,
Souls first. I don't know. But going back to Yakuza, I was also gonna. I'm already mapping out this journey I'm gonna do, because I do, like I said, I do want to get through and start getting to where we are. I would love for like in the next year or two, like land where I'm at with the releases of the games.
yeah.
Um, but I did look online to see where does Yakuza Dead Souls come in, and where do I start playing that
Yeah, I think that's after 4.
after 4. And they said do it after 4 for sure, because if anything, you'll come back to 5 and you'll really appreciate the game a lot more.
Yeah.
Because Yakuza Dead Souls is not a good game.
I no, but it's
Yeah,
its own little thing.
it's a
fun.
novelty, but it's not good. But yeah, I don't know. I'm in a little mood to just start knocking stuff off the backlog. So maybe I even pause on games for a bit. Maybe I do some Netflix stuff or something, or something.
Speaking of which, I've been getting caught up on Severance. Fucking good shit.
Fuck yeah, buddy. I love Severance.
I'm almost done
so-
season 1. Fucking hell.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Season 2 so far is very fucking good. So I can't wait for you to
What's
get
it on?
fully caught up. Apple TV.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I do that too. I don't know. I need to start knocking some stuff out. On top of Yakuza, yeah, I think we mentioned this kind of last week. And we actually, unironically, my student did it. We were talking about DLC for Street Fighter, right? We won our game today. They have a master jury player on this team that we beat, and I was like, all right, well, that's interesting, because yeah, that jury player smoked 2 of my players, but they need the other players to win, and you could tell their player coached, like, that stuff is so easily sniffed out by me. I'm like, okay, yeah, they're being coached by a player of theirs, because I guess I shouldn't say for whatever reason, they don't know what to do. So student coaching, like whenever they coach each other, they don't know how to coach each other in a impactful way. They'll like do a thing where they'll just like, oh, here's what they did there, so punish that. But it goes beyond that. So it's like, all right, so whenever you run it back with them, I can set that out so easily. I'm like, all right, they're punishing one move you did. They don't really care about everything else, meaning that they got their player coached. So just keep doing what you're doing. Just avoid that. Okay, cool. We still win. But anyway, my Cameo player hits me up this morning, actually. He says, hey, so I got so I'm a my main now.
How does Mai play in Street Fighter?
I haven't played her yet, so I am using some of the
I'm
funds.
super tempted to go ahead and grab the character pass.
I had the double dip, so I'm gonna get reimbursed for some of the funds to cover for the DLC on Xbox. I thought I had season 2 on PC, so I might just do the same thing on PC, double dip on that, and get the PC one. But I haven't played her yet. I did watch some videos of it of them playing, and I read online, like they nailed her gameplay design on there. Like, it's really fun. Like, you can see the balance of the fans, and the fans have a really cool like bounce on them too, so you can kind of like follow up with it. It's kind of like following a fireball on it, almost.
Hell yeah, Sakurai would be ashamed.
But yeah, he's like, I'm running I'm like, all right, cool. Then we'll get DLC and we'll run it. And I told you guys, 'cause I figured, I was like, I bet you they're not gonna know the DLC characters. Like, they're not gonna know the matchup. And sure enough, only the jury did, which obviously a master jury. So I'm like, you're probably already playing online, so you probably play a lot of Mai's. And sure enough, like, he would throw a fan out, and the jury would like perfectly aim their jump to like hover right over it. And I'm like, all right, yeah, they got you. I'm like,
yeah,
GG's on that one. But the other ones didn't quite know how to balance, like especially like the fans of doing the multi-hit on that. They just didn't know what to do on that. So we have an Akuma, we have a Mai, and we have a Jury. So good
Good
stuff.
shit.
It's a solid team on there. But yeah, I need to get back into grinding on that. It's cool. They're pulling out the combos, which is cool because I'm like, cool. You guys' combo game is a lot better than mine already. I'm still gonna beat you guys because I'm gonna do just basic 50-50s and beat you guys just off that.
Yeah, you got decades of fundamentals.
No, I mean one of those players can beat me at Smash easily now. He's got me.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah, he honestly, if he started attending these tournaments, he would probably rank in state for sure. He's
Hell yeah.
both of my players are going out and they're going to some of the Smash Fest where like some of the top players in the state are playing at, and they're just grinding and they're just knocking that stuff out. So even my second best player, he can start to get games off me. I have to think against him. But yeah, the other one, he's got me down. Like I have to like lock in to beat him if I do. Which I tell them, I'm like, yeah, it gets to a point where like, yeah, please beat me. Like I am not actively playing Smash, so therefore I am at a set level. That means you guys have only progress as you're climbing, right? Like, notice I don't get salty when you beat me, right? Like I'm like, whenever I go to tournaments, I don't get salty anymore because like everyone's putting more time in this game than I am. Like if I win, that's on you guys. Get better. Like I have not done anything like to grind up on that. So, I had to tell him though too. When my player, he does get in his head a lot. So I'm like, you can't be getting salty, dude. You swap to a new character and you play this game for like 2 weeks. If someone beats you, that's time, dude. Like there is zero room for you to be salty on that. And he'll start getting salty a little bit, but I'm like, you can't be, dude. If I beat you, you can't. I have 100 hours in the game. Like that's not a lot, but it's more than you. So like you cannot be getting salty. So both these guys are doing combos, but I'm just outspacing them a little bit, and I'll just low sweep, grab, jump mix up, light hit, grab. Like I'm just like I'll do the same basic shit that got me from at least like iron to like at least silver, like at least. But I also told them I'm like, it's not Smash. You guys can practice Street Fighter Online, and you guys will be fine. Like it's not abysmal online at all like Smash is. So we'll see how they do. Slowly but surely climbing. Our other player, she's still brand new to it. She's like not used to the whole coaching thing at all. So I'm trying to lock her in on that. She does play Jury. She always calls Jury the foot fetish girl now, which is so funny to me. But when the master Jury player, actually it was a Jury Ditto at first. We throw her out just to kind of get a feel for the team. Like, is the team good or not? Okay. She's a really good support. She's like, I'm not upset. Like she doesn't get salty or anything. I'm like, thank God. I need someone not salty on my team for once, for fuck's sake. But I was like, just watch the Jury, watch them, and just realize that's where you got to be at one day. Like that's where you're learning to be at. So, like honestly, if you get your ass kicked, that's fine. Stop watching your characters. Watch what the Jury does to you. That's fine. You take something out of it that way. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But yeah, so. That's been going. Do you want to get some more Marvel Rivals? I'm like, the TV is set up, the Xbox is not set up, so I'm like, I'm probably, I keep saying it, but maybe this weekend I'll finally have it set up. I was gonna set up this weekend, but I was on Steam Deck with Yakuza all weekend, so I'm like, I don't need to set up a TV right now. I'm vibing, I'm chilling.
Felt.
Also, real quick, so far, knock on wood, we haven't had any issues this episode.
You just fucked it up.
Oh yeah, that's it, right there.
You just fucked it
No,
up.
I'm pointing it out because I have to make a mental note to myself because
I
it
did.
may
So
have been me.
why?
Uh-oh.
So to rerun this story back a little bit. So when we first started having issues, happened to align with something that I didn't think was relevant. I switched Linux distros. I went from a Fedora-based distro to a Debian-based distro. Didn't think anything of it. I distro hop all the time. We've done this podcast before with me on a Debian-based distro. Whatever. Hopped a few more times to other Debian-based distros just because I'm in that mood where I'm tired. I just want something fun and different. And so I've been hopping to a lot of fun, different things. And at work today, I started running into a lot of issues with some of my equipment. and I realized that one of the distros that I've been hopping around between doesn't actually have the proper drivers for my laptop. And I'm like, why the fuck would you not have the drivers for this laptop? And I started doing some digging, and I'm like, oh fuck, the last like 3 distros I hop between don't have drivers for this laptop model. I
Hmm.
wonder if that might be related.
See,
I'm on Windows right
I'm
now.
50-50 because I do see the drops on my end, but
Mm.
Kells is literally never affected.
True. Kels is the one constant because either you crash out and he and I are fine, or I crash out and you
crashing
and
out.
him are fine. Oh shit.
I saw a shirt that said call me a plane in Trump's America about how I'm gonna crash out there right now. And I'm like, I really want that shirt.
Dude, that video from that plane rolling over is so crazy.
Dude,
Fucking
catch me
rolling
in the
over
air
its
never
grave.
currently. Like, I'm like thinking of like all these trips I want to do, and I'm like, I really don't want to fucking fly right now. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
my wife is nervous. She has to do a trip to Mexico next week, so
Yeah, I have a trip planned to Vegas at the end of July, so
fuck it, just drive,
like,
dude.
ooh,
yeah,
uh,
go. There's
that's like a
trains now.
12-hour drive
Are you going
or
to Evo?
something. No, it's a for Star Wars Unlimited. That's the World
Oh, yeah.
Championship.
Hell yeah. Oh fuck! How did you do in the
Oh, yeah,
tournament,
yeah.
by the way?
Like shit. So
Oh, shit.
That's why he didn't say anything.
yeah, no. This one, it was 6 rounds of Swiss. I went 2, 3, and 1,
Oh.
and drew out with someone else. Yeah, so it was a
Not
really cool
terrible
experience.
though.
No, it wasn't terrible. It was a really cool experience. Went to a new card shop, and there was like, so it was in Wichita. Oh, a lot of people drove.
Hey,
from
shouts
Oklahoma.
Oh yeah,
to
Jordan.
yeah, shouts to Jordan.
Yeah, shouts to those idiots up there. It was cold as fuck.
Jay
snowy
David's
as
been
fuck.
there. David's been to Wichita.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You know,
Yeah,
it's
what's
so
the wedding?
weird. Like, I don't understand the world, but like I never expected to have humidity in Wichita. That was so bizarre to me.
I never expected to see literally for miles staring in any direction.
right. Like,
That was-
fuck, maybe the world is flat.
Dude, when I had Jordan over, the first time, and I was driving him to my apartment, he was like, "Whoa!" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "There's hills."
Yeah.
I'm like, "You don't have hills? It's flat." I'm like, "Huh?" And then sure
Yeah,
enough, I
thought Silent
drove
Hills
through
was a
there.
myth.
I drove through there. I'm like, "Holy shit, it's flat, dude."
Flat and windy as fuck,
Dude,
at all
Mhm.
times.
And you'll appreciate this, Kels. This perspective I had. So, for Jordan's wedding way back 2017, it's a long time ago when you think about that,
Holy fuck!
right?
That's almost 10 years ago now. That was. Jesus.
I got a very last minute. Like I wasn't like I was gonna go, not gonna go. I was like back and forth, and I got like a very last minute, like 7 p.m. the night before the wedding. I got a rental car. I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm going. So I'm driving through the night.
I remember getting the text updates from you on what the fuck was going on with that.
Yeah. My dad was like, "What are you gonna try to do?" I was like, "I was gonna go to my friend's wedding." He's like, "Here's the money, just go." I'm like, "Cool." So I was driving and it was like late at night. I was having some Skype calls with the homies and here or there to kind of keep me awake. And then I remember at some point it was like had to be like 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning, and I swear to God, I thought I was going fucking crazy because you just pass through like it's nothing. Gas station, farm, small neighborhood houses, high school, go. And you're it's
Very
like
quick
blink and you
vision.
miss it, and it's the same shit. It's like the copy paste, like some developer copy pastes the same town over and over again. And I'm like, am I going in fucking circles? Like this is all the same, literally the same fucking layout for every small town. And I was going through Oklahoma.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah, that shit tripped me the fuck out. But yeah, flat as hell out there, which is so funny. But shout out to Wichita for sure.
Yeah, no, chill place, cool people. It was a fun day.
Nice. Sorry your performance didn't.
No, no, all good. But yeah, so I have that trip planned in July, then I have another one in April to Denver for a regional qualifier. So it's like, guess I'm gonna be driving.
When?
April 5th and 6th.
I was planning. I've been wanting to go to Denver for a little while.
Hell yeah.
What the fuck is
My,
in Denver?
One of my best friends lives there,
That's
so
nice.
I go there like a lot.
Oh, do you? Okay. If
Yeah.
I can't go this time, let me know if you go another time, and maybe me and the girlfriend make a trip out there to go hang out, and we'll meet you out there.
Show. Sounds good.
I've been thinking about Evo.
I
It's
Another cool
want to
thing,
go so bad, but
because I think it's during Evo and this tournament I'm going to, but Fantastic Four comes out too, so I'm like, ooh,
ooh,
we
that'd,
will watch
that'd be
that
cool.
at some
Hell yeah.
sweet ass theater there.
Hell yeah. I don't know. I keep wanting to do Evo, but then also there's this Smash Tournament Genesis that I've not been to in a hot minute. I went to one way back when. It was fantastic. I want to go again, but again, I'm like I told my friends like, maybe I go next year, but I'm like I have to fly out there. I'm like I don't want to fucking fly right now, dude. Like I am like
Yeah.
I already hated flying, but like the fact that we've just been hitting these like weekly
Everything.
like weeklies, dude. I'm like, ugh. And that video was terrifying, dude. It's just and you know, shout outs because they all lived. But what was I saw someone going, "Yo, this is my fucking dream, dude. Having an airplane crash, but I live.
Yep.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
you live. Yep, you get so much money off of that shit.
Yeah,
Oh, my back hurts.
yeah. No, I mean, I would. Yeah, I'll get a lot of money. I will literally never fly again, but I'll get a lot of money. So
Oh, that's fine.
yeah,
yeah, when you have that much money, someone will drive you. It's fine.
yeah. It's always funny when you think about that because like driving is so much more dangerous.
Yeah,
But I am at the helm of my own demise.
exactly. There's a lot more direct control, and that's the key difference.
Which not entirely though, because like someone could just be slamming them back all night, and then, you know, and you know, like realistically, none of us do it, I'm sure, but like every time you pass like through a green, you're supposed to like look both ways still, like just in case there's a car just happen to be on that side. And
No, yeah, I'll admit, the closest I've gotten to is that when it turns green, I don't immediately go.
I
Just because
and I do.
No.
I gotta stop
No,
doing
I
that.
go if only because the wife quoted something to me a while back where a mortuary assistant was doing an interview, and they were asked like, "What's one thing that in your line of work that you would kind of give as life advice?" Is just from taking from what you do. And the mortuary assistant was like, the biggest thing I see is people that just immediately went as soon as the light goes. And now I'm working on them. I wait 3 seconds, and that usually is enough to
Asshole
stop what's
behind
gonna
you,
happen.
fucking go!
Yeah, I don't
honking
give a
their horn,
fuck.
yeah.
I truly don't give a fuck. I mean, main drivers are fucking horrible. Truly, it is atrocious. We are Boston Light in that regard. But yeah, no, it's I ever since I heard that story, I'm like, nope,
Yeah,
I will give it a second.
I think I naturally do that a little bit maybe, or I'll even have like a hesitation, but like every once in a while I'll just have like this weird like spidey sense. I'm like, I'm just gonna look at both ways when I'm passing by this, but I don't do that enough.
Yeah,
But
I think you even actually called that out when I brought you to the airport. You're like, I would have got this. I'm like, absolutely not.
wait,
Like,
see,
I
I
wait.
said what?
I think even you mentioned a point where it's like, oh, I would have gone at this moment. It's like, absolutely not. I wait.
You know, if it's my time, it's my time. I say as I don't want to fly, but I can't handle like not even driving sometimes. Like I need to be
Fair.
like I need to have control of things, which is very unfortunate for my partner who gets extremely easy motion sickness from being in the passenger side of the car. So if I have any jerky movement or like a
Yup.
quick thing, it's literally 0 to 100 for her. She'll just be like knocked out of just like full motion sickness.
That's how my wife is too. She like,
Shout out to everyone.
I know.
Yeah. Shout out to all our wives. Let's go.
It's great though because it's one of those things where it's like, no, I have to
I
drive.
fucking
And I'm
love
like,
when she
okay.
said-
Oh no, I guess you have to drive and I have to be the one in the
The passenger
passenger seat.
princess.
I fucking hate rubbernecking. It's so fun. For me, it's just I hate the idea of being stuck in my own brain cavity with nothing else to focus on. So that's why it's part of the reason I love driving is like I have to be alert and focused and aware of everything. When I'm forced to be a rubbernecker, I'm left with my own thoughts and I hate it.
The only time I'm really in the passenger side or anything, I pretty much sleep. Like I'll knock myself out and sleep pretty much every single time. Like even when you guys when we drove from Boston out to your place, like I slept maybe 2/3 of that, I think, maybe even more.
Yeah,
But,
you took a nap.
Yeah, I can't. If I'm not driving, I'm napping. Like I can't. No, I do not. And I remember she she had to fix this, even though I can't tell anymore, but she had to fix this because I remember she was driving me back from Phoenix once, and she was like, all right, I'll let you drive. Uh, and I swear I woke up once and I saw her going like 90 or 95, and I'm like, nope,
Jesus.
this is gonna be a conversation later. I just want to knock myself back out. And I told her that, and she was like, yeah, okay, I'll stop speeding that. I'm like, yeah, I freak the fuck out if I'm like that, but whatever. Knock on wood. I've still never been in a car accident that has been of my own blame. I had I this is the day. Ironically enough, I told you how my Jeep got fucked, right?
No.
God bless her. She's still around, I think. My mom apparently still has that Jeep. I don't believe her. She says that she still has it out with her. It's still like in another town over because it was taking up space. But
That's the equivalent of saying the goldfish
yeah,
just went
right.
to a farm.
I haven't seen it in a long time, and I told her, I was like, look, if you sell it, just sell it to me. Like, I will buy it because the frames for Jeeps are expensive as fuck too. So I'm like, I'll buy it. Like the engine's fucked, whatever. Like, I'll buy it. She's like, no, I'm like, no, I'll buy it. But I'm probably gonna like it next like year or two when my money starts accumulating back up and I can start saving things. I'm gonna say, take me to the fucking Jeep. Let me see it. I want to see the Jeep. But anyway, so
Give it back.
I had and this explains a little bit. I got back from a trip. This is a precursor story. Got back from a Smash tournament in California in 2016. Next day I was back at work and driving to work, and there's this light, and I know the light like by like the back of my hand. Like I've been there like 100 times, and I'm like, all right, it's gonna be right here. It was 45. The speed was 45. I'm like, I'm not gonna stop. It's 45 and it's red. But I was like, I know for like I will bet like every thing I own that it's gonna be green by the time I get there. So sure enough, 45, 45, 45, it's green. I'm still going. I'm full 45 through. And that would have been the antithesis of what that is, because I technically was going through, I was blazing through on a green at the beginning. Here comes this girl turning on a red. And I was fucking pissed. I was like, called my dad up. I'm like, got in a car accident. Before you say anything, not my fault. And I wasn't far from where he was. I'm like, just come out and help me out. He's like, all right. And he came out there. He did all the talking for me because I was like sitting down. I'm like, it was not, the kids were not saying it yet, but I was about to, as they would say, crash out. It was a 17-year-old girl. Called all of her family. Here comes all of her family, blaming me for everything, and I'm just not saying fucking shit. But it was funny because there was these two older women that were in the car next to me when they were there, and they pulled over next to me like, hey, we're gonna stay with you to make sure that bitch gets what she gets. I'm like, thank you for that. And if you know, my family had a restaurant, David, so my dad showed up there and saw them, and so he gave him free food. Gave him free food for that. Like, hey, come down, we'll give you free food. And then they're like, all right, cool.
Fantastic cooking. I absolutely loved your family's cooking.
I'm forever biased against burgers, so God help me. When I find a burger that impresses me, I'm like, God, fucking hell. Shout out to G's Burgers in Cottonwood, Arizona. Holy shit, fucking incredible. So anyway, they came out there, and even though she had her whole family trying to say he was going too fast, and it's like, it's a 45. I don't know what to tell you. Like just wrecked my car, so I had to go to salvage for it. But she was 17 years old, had been driving for 2 weeks, no insurance.
Jesus Christ.
So
Of course.
and so, dude, not even kidding. Like that happened 2016, and I swear, like 3 or 4 years ago, not even. Like they're still my insurance is still suing her ass for all the damages on that. So it's like, what a way to go out. You turn on red and you fucked yourself before you even had a chance to actively drive. So you fucked up. You fucked up my Jeep. That was my, oh my God, I fucking miss that Jeep so much, dude. That Jeep was like literally my dream car already. It was a 4x4 Wrangler, 2001 Fiesta. It was so nice. It had the bikini top on there over the summers. It was such a fucking good car. I love that thing. And then I ended up getting another Jeep, but it was not as good. But I'm like, dude, I'm not a fancy guy. I don't need fancy cars. Like, are they cool? Sure. Just give me a 4x4 Jeep, dude. Right? Give me a Jeep Wrangler. I'm set, dude. Those things are my baby.
No, I feel that the dumbest accident I ever got in was I wasn't even actively involved in anything that happened. I think I talked about it on the podcast way back when it was you, me, and Gore, like in the early days of it. But this was like 4 or 5 years ago, almost at this point. You have seen my house. You've been to my house a couple times now. So you know how right next to my house there's a 4-way intersection, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So it was on a very foggy day.
Silent Hill ass.
And yeah, it was Silent Hill ass day. And the lights weren't working. They were all red. Which everyone knows when you see blinking red lights, that means basically treat it as a yield.
Yep.
I turn and you again, you see my house. It's literally I right turn and I'm at that fucking intersection.
Mhm.
So I turn, I'm like, hell, the lights are red. I see someone coming this way, but I turn and I look and I see a fucking 18-wheeler coming this way. I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking chance that. So I sit and I wait for the 18-wheeler. And there's still someone coming straight on ahead for me. Like they're gonna stop. It's fine. They did not stop. They got plowed right in the ass end by the 18-wheeler, spun the fuck out, and landed in the yard, air quotes, of the apartment complex that's right across the street from me.
Dude, I get paranoid every time I see like those videos of like cars getting hit and just slamming into other cars. I'm like, oh god, don't be me, dude.
They dodged me. They dodged me on that. And I'm like, whew, okay, I'm safe. And then I look over because my first initial reaction is, holy shit, that car didn't hit me. That is amazing. They spun out like a goddamn Beyblade and didn't hit me.
God bless me. They're dead. I'm not.
Exactly. So my second reaction is to look and see, okay, are they okay? And I see the woman in the car just like shifting. And I'm like, why are you shifting your car, ma'am? And I'm so fucking flabbergasted of why this woman, after just getting hit, is shifting her car. And she fucking full speed backs right into my driver's side.
She's not stopping. She's not stopping.
She fucking, after getting plowed by that 18-wheeler, was like, I'm gonna get out of this spot, and plowed right into my driver's side. Luckily, this is when I still had my Highlander. Fucking A, I would get another Highlander in a goddamn heartbeat with how bulletproof those fucking things are. Because I didn't even notice it if it wasn't for the fact that, like, her fucking car was smashed against it. I was so pissed after she backed into me. I fucking backed into the dentist's office.
Should have
the
backed into
next
her.
day.
Like bumper cars
Backed into
there.
her. No, I fucking backed into the dentist's office. She tried to, like, come over to give me insurance. I told her to fuck off.
Yeah,
And then the police officer came, and I couldn't even look him in the eyes either. Because I was so disgusted with the situation. I just gave him my insurance. And he was like, oh, by the way, this is expired. I'm like, it's the same fucking policy number. And it's just, I didn't bother to print a new one out. It's like, it better be, because if I fucking go and run this, I'm like, it's the same fucking number. Calm yourself. Like, I'm fucking losing on the police officer.
yeah.
So he goes, he runs it. And then fucking I drive to work after with a car door that doesn't work. So I have to fucking I fucking vault over to the passenger side to get in and out of my fucking car at this point.
Some people, I don't know, man. Dude, some people's just reaction to like panic is just, it just puts me in awe, dude. Like, I'm like, how are you still part of the human race?
Yeah.
Like you should have been weeded out just by natural selection at this point.
Also, my
is
thought process. My also thought process, like, what was your end goal? Let's say I wasn't there for you to fucking run into. Were you gonna flee the scene after getting railed by an 18-wheeler?
Dude. So there was a video you guys might have saw. That was okay. So there was at a railroad crossing, right? The bars are going there. And it was definitely the truck behind was being aggressive and literally pushed the car in front of him onto the tracks.
Jesus Christ.
But the truck was the train was like far away. And so lady like starts trying to back up into the fucking thing that's like backed up there. If she just drives forward, there's nothing there. Like she can go. But she drives backwards. The thing's not letting her out. She gets out of the truck, walks away, and the fucking train just plows into the fucking. I'm like, look, I understand that you might have been in a panic because like that car just pushed you into here, and now there's like an oncoming train. But like,
move.
there's like
Go.
it was like literally like about 10 or 15 seconds of like, huh?
Fucking gun it.
Drive forward, move on with life. Instead, it was go reverse. 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 All right, I'm just gonna get out. I'm like, dude. I don't know, dude. The fight or flight of people is just always astounding to me. I always love just.
Yeah, no, it really is. So.
I would love if there was like a safe way to like just test people's fight or flight and just see what they would do.
Pull a gun on them.
Right. Yeah, fuck it. Just pull out a gun on everyone. But like, I don't know, dude.
Gotcha.
Because it just blows my mind how people react to that kind of stuff. And I like to think that I'm sure like I would have my own sort of shock and stuff, but like, I like to think that I would be a conscious human. And I would recognize the situation within the first couple seconds enough. But
right.
I don't know. It's deer headlight stuff is so fun. It's so funny, but just like actively like, huh, to me.
Some people just built different, dude.
Built wrong. Ever had a bad accident like that?
No. Nope. Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on all the wood right now. Anyway. Let's see. What? Oh, there he is.
Perfect timing.
I'll admit it's funny seeing all the Kendrick and Drake stuff always back for like, all right, Kendrick's back on top already. But like I'm a little bit over it now. I'm like, I don't need to hear every day, hey, this song has gotten this many numbers. I'm like, all right, cool. We got the win. We're good.
Yeah. Real quick, why did you think it may have also been you for the thing? Was it just the fact that you could see an OBS dropping out, or did you find something else?
Yeah, but also I swapped Ethernet cables once more. I have a shorter one. Same. Actually, I have a Cat 8 now.
Okay, Cat 8 works good at very short distances.
Yeah, so I'm using the Cat 8 that I forget why or which thing I got it for or something. I might even just got it for. I might even.
What's the foot range that you're using it with?
It's like 2 or 3 feet.
Okay, so that's perfect. But like, what is the range of the modem, or is the modem actually set up in that room as well?
Yeah, the modem's right behind the computer. Modem's like
okay.
like right now. I'm touching the modem.
Okay.
Yeah, so that could be it too. That we're maximizing on it. I can check the speed of me really quick and see if that looks any funkier on here. But swap cords. But again, that shouldn't have been it because I was using the cables I used in my apartment for that right now. So it could be a mix of things. But yeah. While streaming, I'm hitting about 478 down and 37 up.
All right.
Not bad. So it could be one of those. Whatever. Either way, as long as it's fixed, it's fixed. I'm not complaining about that. All right. What'd you get, David?
Hell yeah! I only got one thing. Neo Atlas on the fucking Switch.
What is that?
It was $3. It's a long-running series since the Super Nintendo. It's basically Colonizer, the game.
Shout out to Drake.
Where you're exactly. The whole point is you're just trying to discover the world, and you're recreating the world map as you explore and discover, and it's kind of like
discovering the world. Ew.
Exactly.
Nothing nefarious here.
That's basically it. You just create a world map as you go around exploring. It is like the world exploration equivalent to the Civ series of basically took all of like the major political combat out of Civ and just made it about exploring the world. That's what the game is.
Nice.
Been around since the Super Nintendo. This is the latest version on Switch. I got it for $3. Fuck it.
Nice. Kels?
I got a shit ton of fucking comics.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'll run through the cool ones. Wonder Woman.
Hell yeah.
Absolute Wonder Woman. Need to get caught up on. Need to get caught up on all the absolute ones, but they have some really cool covers.
Nice.
I'm digging it. Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. And then new Ultimates. Looks like Luke Cage is being brought into the fold, so I'm hyped to see that.
Ooh, okay.
And then, so they're doing something really cool with they're kicking off Ultimate Wolverine.
Nice.
But Wolverine is the Winter Soldier in the new Ultimate universe. So he's currently like a Russian secret asset.
Did you turn your lighting down, David?
No.
It looks a lot better right now.
Yeah, it's been like pulsing. Like I don't know if it's like the exposure on his camera or something, but
It looks really clean right now, though. Like,
yeah, no, it looks good.
That's weird.
go back to the stream right now and just rewind and see how it was to where it is now. It's
Literally nothing has
so
changed.
okay. What'd you do just now?
Nothing.
Okay, whatever
Switch
you did.
browser tabs.
Okay, go back to the old one.
It does look a lot brighter there.
Go back to the one you were just on.
No.
See, it's back to bullshit.
Yeah. Back.
Yeah, I don't know. Like literally, all I'm doing is switching tabs.
Yeah, what was the tab that you were on when I said it looked good?
One that had a dark mode on it.
Okay, put it on real quick.
Maybe his camera just like
I
focused.
did
on
switch the
something
one with
else.
the dark mode now.
Oh, is it taking time? Is that my eyes just trying to?
No.
So this is me with a light mode. This is me with a dark mode.
Damn, for a second your camera really fucked with you for a second, like in a good way though. Because
Yeah, I think
look,
it just like focused on like a dark spot and it like adjusted the exposure.
yeah, look back like 45 seconds, David. It looked really
Yeah,
good.
cool.
All right, sorry, Kels.
No,
Oh yeah,
you're
what the
good.
fuck? That actually looks kind of clean. What the
It
fuck?
looks really clean. Like, actively, that's the best lighting you've had in
Really
this
clean,
entire
like-
this entire podcast ever.
And literally nothing has changed. What the fuck, Bungie?
Yeah, if you get your lighting like that, that's fucking crispy, dude. There you go. There you
Oh,
go.
there it is,
No,
there it
no,
is.
don't fucking do a goddamn thing.
What's weird is I switched back to a browser tab that had a light mode on it.
Look, go. Oh yeah, you can't look at it.
I'm looking at it. No, I can see it on Discord. It actually looks fucking crispy.
It is, and I can see the camera's trying to go back to it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that looks
Why is
great.
the camera working really mint right now?
Yeah, that's the highest quality I've ever seen you, and I've seen you in real life. There you go. It's back.
fucking
It's
weird.
back out. It's back out now.
Oh,
Oh wait, no,
shit.
it's blinking. There you go.
Yeah, see, it's like focusing on something in the background.
That's so weird.
You should
Things
look
like
to see,
focusing
David,
on
if you
dark.
can autofocus your camera to the wall in the back.
Oh, I don't know. I don't fuck with any of that.
You should, because that's. I mean, you can see yourself. It looks great.
Does it?
I think it looks
it's me,
fantastic.
so
It doesn't look overblown, which is what you run into a lot. It's like everything's just like
true. I mean, I'm a white motherfucker.
Yeah.
The only person that's more reflective than me is fucking Seamus. So
then there's times where I literally can't even tell what facial expression you have.
I actually had a fucking recruit mention that to me earlier. I'm interviewing with a couple other companies right now, and I was so hyper exposed to one of them that one of them was like, you have a bit of an unearthly glow about you. I
Yeah,
was like,
you
"Thank
you should 100%, especially if you're doing video interviews. You need to look and see if you can get your camera to focus on the wall behind you.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
You should look into that.
That's so crispy. Literally nothing has changed, and yet it is so much better. I don't know why.
But see, when you
Oh,
move,
shit.
it doesn't, and then give it a second though. See, it's focusing on something on the back now.
That's fucking weird.
I think it's just focusing on the wall finally.
All right, Kels, what'd you get? More
No,
comics.
No, that was all my big ones.
That was all
what
your
did you get, Adrian?
comics.
Yep.
Found this on GameFly for like $23. I got Dead Rising.
Oh hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm so fucking sick of the inconsistency with the fucking Xbox covers. Like,
Yes.
for love of all that's holy in this world, please give me like consistency with that. And then finally, this got reprinted. I've been waiting for this to get reprinted forever because I don't understand why this wasn't just mass printed constantly. Does not fuck. I'm genuinely confused as to why it wasn't. But
Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters.
Final Fantasy 7.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, close. Yeah. So
Wait, did you get that secondhand or how'd that
no,
work out?
VGP reprinted them.
Oh shit, I need to go grab one if they're still available then.
They probably should be. Let me go double check.
They
real
should
quick.
be.
They
'Cause
they
I
were.
have been wanting one.
Yeah.
I've
And
almost I've almost copped one for way too much.
yeah, I almost did that too, and which would have been stupid because it also doesn't even come with the code.
DLC.
Yeah, it's still there, Kels, and it's 60 Canadian.
Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. That's cheap and real
Yep.
money.
Yes, sir. But yeah, I jumped on that
Fucking
immediately.
love VGP for that. God damn.
VGP are the like unsung heroes of printing like that, right? Because they'll go in and say, "All right, limited run, fuck it, do it again." Like, please keep doing that.
Yeah. And they also get a lot of other places that are specific runs, like they get Play Asia exclusive shit all the time too. Truly shouts to them. I've switched a lot of my shopping to them whenever I buy shit that's not on eBay, honestly.
God help me, please. I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this, but I've been so tempted. I almost bought it earlier for more money. That's why I'm only tempted right now. But and I don't want to fucking support them. I really don't. I just Limited Run has their leftovers, and they have that Dead Space helmet.
No.
It's so much fucking money.
Don't do it.
I don't want to, but a Dead Space helmet would look so crispy on my fucking
It's a
helmet shelf.
70% chance of giving you cancer. Don't do it.
I got 30% to work with. That's fine.
Yeah, it has mold in it, like the fucking Fallout elements or some shit.
Right, but I've been looking for the helmet secondhand, and they're charging, or people on eBay want like $400 or $500 for it now,
off.
right? So
Sorry, we'll be talking about limited run
But
again later on
I-
here. So
I wasn't gonna buy it, but I was tempted, so I threw it in a cart and went to checkout, and they want $80 shipping.
Oh god.
If it was
Hey.
free shipping for that, I would be like, all right, maybe, hard maybe, still way too much. But that helmet, I would love that helmet on my shelf. But what did it come out to, like 360, 370 after tax? I'm like, no,
the audacity.
I'm not spending $400 on a fucking on a plastic Dead Space helmet. I'm good.
Yeah, no, I was kind of in the same position with that sale, but for the Jedi, not Fallen Order, but the sequel one, that
Outcast?
because they had the lightsaber for.
Oh,
Mm,
yep.
I was tempted. I was like, ooh, that's sold out. Do I want this now?
Dude,
And it was kind of the same situation. Like you look at, I think it was like $40 shipping or something. Like, yeah, no.
it's a shame
need that
because
bad.
Limited Run is such a cool concept, but they just really belly flopped on the way of the.
They live long enough to see themselves become the villain.
I will admit, I still do want to go visit their store, the physical store they have.
Oh, sure.
I want to visit it, but
I will never spend money directly on them ever again. And this is speaking as someone that has spent easily $2,000 on shit from them. I will never do it
yeah,
again.
I've talked shit on them a lot. I do appreciate the one time I ever had to deal with their customer support. It worked out in my favor. Unfortunately for you, I know it
True.
didn't. But that was when
I mean, I technically got eventually a real printed copy of my fucking game. So now I have 2 sealed versions of it. So if I ever need to resell, I know exactly what I'm fucking reselling.
yeah, I ended up getting my copies of Bug Fable smashed completely. So they said keep it, and just they sent me a new one. So that was appreciated. But fuck them for everything like that though.
Yeah.
It's really
And
unfortunate.
again, we'll get to more reasons why fuck them in a little
But
bit.
VGP
later.
on the other hand, the
Yeah,
goats,
love VGP. Would slob the knob.
super the goats. All right. I think I was gonna have some comic stuff, but I did not get. I bought them. I just don't have them with me. Got my cat still. He's chilling on my chair. That's why I haven't sat down yet.
Hell yeah.
Cat updates.
Yes,
Roshi.
I've heard some updates.
Yeah, Roshi is so much energy, dude. He is like all the cats have to divvy up their energy to keep up with that guy. Like he is just like he's like jumping around, like playing hide and seek and just slapping everyone whenever he can like that and just running away afterwards. He is a big scaredy cat. He is he's not a very brave boy. Um, but yeah, he's got integrated fine. He's chilling and everyone likes Roshi. Everyone's a fan of Roshi. Juice and Hades just fucking beefing it constantly, dude.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's what I've been hearing about.
yeah, they are. Like Juice keeps cornering Hades, but I can't tell if he's just extremely cat autistic and wants to be like Hades' friend, but just really doesn't know how to handle that. But yeah, no, Hades is also a little bit of a diva. Like literally, Juice walks in the room on the opposite side of the fucking of the room, like walks in the corner. And he's just growling already. I'm like, dude, he's not even near you. Like, chill. He is not near you whatsoever.
Oh fuck, that's like Juniper and Flint. Goddamn.
But eventually they get along. Like they can coexist.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for. Like, there's little moments where they'll like sleep near-ish each other and they'll deal with it. But like they beef so much, and like you look at them and they each have each other's color of fur in their paws. Like they definitely got a couple swacks at them, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm hoping they just get over it. Everyone else is
Yeah, I could see
coexisting.
it at least evolving to like where two of my cats are, Juniper and Flint, where they eventually will get into like periods where they can coexist. They'll even like sit butt to butt and be perfectly fine. But then every so often, Flint will be like, "No, I want to play," and that's really where it boils down to is their play styles are different. Flint is very much like, "I'm gonna bop you and we're gonna chase each other," and Juniper is not like that, and so that's like the big clash there. And so that could even
See,
be
but
where
then
the
that's
clashes of their
but then
play style.
but Juice is also being a little bit of a bitch in general. Like, no, I'm not even gonna throw it out there because him and Aries are getting along fine. They're bros. They'll fight it out every once in a while, like actual bros. They'll just punch each other every once in a while, but then they're just chilling out. Next 5 minutes later, they're just sitting next to each other. But Juice isn't really getting along with Rush too much though. He like doesn't mind them, but like I'm like, bro, you want to play? Go play with that guy. That guy is ready to fucking go. And it's so funny because like Juice will hiss and like kind of like growl a little bit at Roshi, but Roshi's he's just chilling. He goes around, eats everyone's food too. When they're done with it, he eats everyone's leftovers. He's walking around like he owns the place.
It's a happy baby right there.
Yeah, but then there's once in a while where Juice is a big boy. I think Roshi's gonna grow to be pretty big. He's eating a lot, and I just have a feeling he's gonna be a big boy one day. But dude, like Juice will like swack at her once in a while, but every once in a while it'll be like this house is filled, dude. Like there's a thing going on in every single room. And me and Lily will be like on the couch, and you see an orange blur running away, and you see a black blur just chasing right after it. It's like you just see Roshi just straight up just like going for the gusto. I'm like, go for it, brother. Good luck. Yeah, there's our update for the cat life. All right, let's talk a few news things and get out of here because my throat's dying.
Hell yeah. All right, I got a few news things here we'll talk about. I guess we'll hop right into this where we're just kind of alluding to it. Someone has been doing some actual voltage tests on the NES. Oh, look at that sweet baby. Look at that sweet baby. Oh, it's a good void right there.
Lily stepped on him by accident. Don't tell her I said that.
Well,
She also
someone's
sprayed him
been
in the
doing-
face on accident too. She was trying to spray Juice and Aries, and then she comes in the room just frowning and sad. Like, what happened? She's like, I sprayed him in the face, and literally Roshi runs right past her, runs to me, and sits on my chair and hides behind me.
Oh,
And I'm like, you have dug your own grave. He is now team me the entire time.
Yeah, so shout outs to Limited Run. There's been someone who's been doing like deep dive testing of their NES game re-releases, and they've gone into some shit about it already.
Same
before.
shit as usual though, right? Aren't they like? Have they just not done this before? Or they done this before, right?
No, there's a new thing. So one, we already had a thing about this a little while back where they're using flash memory as opposed to proper like raw memory. So the data is going to eventually go away if you're not using it on a consistent basis. But someone did some testing recently and they found out that the voltage is wrong on the carts. So if you're using the carts on original hardware, it actually has the potential of frying your console.
Hell yeah.
Imagine, dude. You know how pissed I'd be.
Yeah.
You fry my fucking NES. Fuck off, dude.
You go ahead, you pay fucking 40 to 80 or $100+ if you're getting the big collector's editions.
You pay $40
Uh,
for this company to fuck you over.
Yeah, you paid money for them to go ahead and fry your fucking console. That especially for a lot of people, especially when you're talking the NES, so many people in the scene have modded consoles because they're trying to basically keep it future proofed, getting video out modifications or making it so it can work with Japanese region games, or if they have a PAL version console, getting it so it works with other regions natively. Those consoles are getting so much love on the modding scene that now people that have NESs that have $400-500 worth of mods put into them, or even just stock native ones, people have been confirming that no, those re-release cartridges from Limited Run are gonna fry your fucking console. Have fun.
Ridiculous.
Meanwhile, I am sitting on two Limited Run games that are NES releases. But as the person who wrote the article said, most people are fine with it because they're going to keep their games sealed anyways. I am in that camp because the few retro Limited Run games that I have are purely because I just wanted them to sit on the shelf because the ROMs are available anyway. So what the fuck do I care about playing the physical game? And now it's good to know that one, those games probably don't even work now, and two, even if they did, they could fry my NES anyways. So
I wonder if there's like a class action lawsuit you could do for that.
probably it would just require enough people being pissed enough about it to sue. And if it didn't happen for the bullshit that happened with D, it's probably not going to happen with any of these other ones.
It might happen with a more high, like a more, was it more like a bigger name?
A high
game?
profile.
Yeah.
Sadly, D is the most high profile retro for like
No,
original.
but
console
yeah, but I
they've
mean, like if
done.
you're talking like Mega Man or something like that, right? Like if they do one of those, and
Oh yeah, if it was like Wily Wars, the one that they did for that, easily.
yeah.
Um,
I can see a world where in the next few years
actually,
something happens.
it probably wouldn't happen with Wily Wars because that one is actually done by Retrobit, and they just happen to license it for themselves.
Right, but
So
I can
that's
see a
also part
world
of-
where like get like 3 or 4 years from now where they fuck up royally because they're on thin
Yeah.
lines right now, dude. They've been towing the line with just how bad they've been fucking up lately.
And it's fucking unfortunate because I was again a big supporter of them, and especially I really like that they were investing money in a studio to go ahead and help continue porting original releases or old early releases of modern platforms. Again, I bought the Japanese release of the Clock Tower remake just because I wanted the minimal amount of money possible to go to Limited Run, because ultimately it was still their studio that worked on that. But it's kind of one of those things where it's like I appreciate the novelty that the very first fucking Clock Tower that never got a US release has one now because of them. But however, I have been fucked over by them so many times with their fucking releases, and they continue to fuck up in so many other ways with their releases that I genuinely don't get how they're still around as an organization, other than the fact that people just don't pay attention. It's kind of like our current political structure, where enough people just don't pay attention because it doesn't impact their day to day. That all I know is if I want a random old thing, I go buy from there.
I mean that is a big market, right? It's like, hey, here's this old game you thought, well, yeah, but then they have a really high dedicated market too, which is so baffling to me.
Well, that's because they don't have much competition in the grand scheme of things. The
They
only
do, but
real
it's just not prominent.
well, exactly. It's the asterisk where like the only like major competition they have is like super rare games and
Strictly limited.
yeah. But even then, like super rare games puts out like what 7 games a year.
Yeah, Limited Run has kind of the
And
monopoly on the big boys.
exactly. And because they were there so long, like Limited Run is in back when E3 was still a thing, we're in E3 events. No other limited print company is in
Oh, they still
major
do
company events.
they still do like the yearly video too.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Is like no other limited print company has that level of notoriety.
Right.
And because of that, there's never going to be a real competition. Oh, and I am 8-bit. Technically, they fall into that category. Which
Love
shout
I
out
Am
to
8-bit.
them. Agreed. 100% love every release they've done, and they're doing a release soon for Crow County, which fucking chef's kiss. I can't wait to have that
Oh yeah,
physical one
let me
day.
know when that happens.
Yeah, it's supposed to be around Sprummer.
Okay, I've never heard anyone say that before. Interesting.
Say it constantly. But yeah, so I'm excited for Crow County to have a physical, and I'm excited that it's from I Am 8-bit. Fucking couldn't.
Their
Please,
Annapurna collections, dude. Tell me again, right? That Annapurna collection, when you open that shit, that was like a presentation, dude.
it's so fucking minty. I wish I had known about the PS4 one way back when. I would
think
have
that-
got that then.
If I recall correctly, did that just like pop up randomly? I forget. Because we both didn't have that. And I think I forget how I got it. I think it just happened to blink into
It may have been like a random here it is, but I think it likely happened before I discovered Edith Finch. It had to have, because if it happened after Edith Finch, I
it
would
was
have
on
been
his
all over that.
podcast.
Was it?
I think it was blink and you miss it. I think I got it, and I think by the time you guys saw it, it was probably out of stock. Because I don't think Gore got it. Either.
Maybe.
Gore would have definitely got it.
Yeah, he definitely didn't get that. I remember, yeah, because he would have talked about that a lot.
I think it was literally like I just happened to be online, and there was like, "Hey, here's some copies." I'm like, "Cool, bought real quick," because I was like, "That's gonna be gone."
Yeah, because I remember when the MSRP of that was the same as just getting what remains of Edith Finch by itself.
Dude,
so I
It's
was like,
such a
I would have
fucking-
gotten that.
It's such a good collection too, because they each have their own unique box art, and it's all together with that. It's so good.
Like, I like my Switch collection. Don't get me wrong, but goddamn, that big hearty box set for PlayStation just it hits different on a shelf.
Yeah, it's so good. Love,
Uh,
but you know what? But I don't know how I feel about Annapurna right now. I love them. They're my favorite publisher, but with that whole like they laid off everyone, remember?
Yeah.
But they have their showcase coming up here in a little bit, and I'm like,
How about you show the case of these people getting their fucking jobs back?
yeah, again,
Their media division's handling the Remedy stuff, so
yeah. So their Remedy's fine. Like Remedy's good because it's on the other side of that, but the games division got kind of like we don't know what's going on.
You know what? Speaking of game companies where we don't know what's going on, that brings us to our next news story. Shout outs to this post that I saw today from Jason Schreier talking about the fact that Kevin Levine, the anniversary of Irrational Games, it is the 12th anniversary of BioShock's Irrational Game Studios being closed down, and Kevin Levine forming his own new studio, and we still have not had a game release from them. Shout outs to them. All 16 of the original developers that went with him to form the new studio have all quit by now.
well, that
no
game's coming
fucking
out here
hopes.
soon, though.
Not according to Jason Schreier.
Well, I mean, they just had like, unless they like rebooted it or something, they just had like a big slice of it playable.
According to Jason Schreier, at least as of today, he laughed when someone said it's still on track for a soon release, right?
Because I think during that trailer they marked it as like 2026.
Yeah, he gave a laughing emoji in reaction to someone asking that question.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, so shout outs to I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. That's wild and unfortunate. I don't know how you're still around as a company after
Can you
12
hire
years
me?
of not releasing a product.
I'd love 12 years to kind of just chill.
Yeah, I love 12 years of not fucking doing anything. I don't want to say that. I'm sure the developers
Yeah.
have done a lot.
More like
Uh,
I don't know. It does, but I do actually feel bad for them because at that point it's like we say that jokingly, right? But like being creative and having 12 years of no output has to also be super disheartening.
like, really, at this point, the only other game that has had that horrid of a development cycle that still technically got a release was fucking Duke Nukem Forever.
Star Citizen.
That hasn't come out yet.
I know. Neither has Hughes.
Wait, wasn't there
Oh, and Final Fantasy 13.
no. Wasn't there
Or
a game?
15 rather.
Wasn't there a game
15 was in development for 12 years.
wasn't there a game that beat out Duke Nukem Forever in like development time that was like recent?
I mean, we're still waiting on 1.0 for Yandere Simulator.
No,
so.
no. It was a prominent game. Oh fuck, what the fuck was it? Someone was joking about it, about the development time on it. Fuck.
All right, you sit there and think about that. I
Holy
once again
shit,
have to
David.
pee.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, piss man.
Might as well just fucking carry a bottle with him, dude.
Yeah, just put a catheter in before the podcast starts.
Right.
Jesus.
Why am I? Ah, God. There was some game that took forever to develop, and it's like, games that took to develop. Let's see. No, this was in May 2016. I don't want that one. Okay, maybe this one. Let's see. Dwarf Fortress because it's still ongoing. No. Oh, I just read about it like recent too, and it's gonna bug the fuck out of me.
Was it Dragon's Age?
No. That did take a long time though. Oh shoot, I just had it for a second too. We might be on the right path there. No, it wasn't Rocksteady.
Was it Suicide Squad? It could have been.
It might have been actually, right? Because that was
Yes, because
recent.
Arkham Knight was the last one.
And that was 2016?
I think so.
No, Metroid Prime.
Shaw's Sushi is actually really good.
Metroid Prime 4, right?
No, that's because I made the mistake of accidentally buying the brown rice sushi, and that's horrible. No, it's not all tainted. Shaw's does have good sushi. It does. I promise you. You ridiculous woman.
Can we cancel David?
Yeah, he's canceled, dude.
You're canceled, by the way.
You canceled.
We were
How the
thinking
fuck
about.
am I canceled?
I think it was Metroid Prime 4 I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, I mean one day we'll see that.
it was
to be fair, also shout outs. It has been in development for so long that everyone's Amazon pre-orders were canceled. So
I think that's why, because right, it's 9 years.
yeah, but that's
eight
something about
years.
the like 12, 13 of Duke Nukem Forever and Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, and then also
Because it was announced when the Switch was announced, so we're at like 7, 8 years.
How crazy is that? It was announced the same year as the Switch came out, like a couple months after the Switch came out, and it's gonna come out for the fucking next one.
Well, it was announced before the Switch came out. That was like
No.
one of like the launch announcements. Yeah,
No, it was announced 2017 summer.
could have sworn it was announced.
You're
before
bad at
the Switch came
time.
out.
We've acknowledged this before.
Rude! How dare you say that?
Yeah,
It's
no,
so
it was-
true,
it
but how
was-
dare you?
It was definitely during E3 of the summer of the Switch. Bet me $5 on it, David.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Look at the fluffy puppies.
Oofs.
Big
Oh,
floofs.
that's a good little floof right there.
Hell yeah. Dab me up, dab me up.
Yeah. Hey, give me a 5. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, E3 2017.
Why are you doubting me? I go on too many rabbit holes. I'm aware of what I'm saying, David.
Yeah, but sometimes once in a grand while you misremember a detail that I remember. It doesn't happen often.
Definitely not
but
going to
it
be a
does
date.
happen.
It will not be a date. I can promise you on my goddamn grave.
Look, if the old trivia format has taught us anything correct, usually it's not going to be involving a date.
You know what
but,
I'm thinking of, David? You're gonna hate this, but you know what I'm thinking of?
Bringing back trivia.
Yeah, because you know how much easier it is now.
No.
You know, I can just go on ChatGPT and say,
I
Hey-
fucking swear to Christ, if you fucking no, absolutely not.
I could go on. You know, I can go on ChatGPT, right? I kind of want to do it, but
Absolutely not.
I have Roshi on my arm right now. But I can promise if I asked it, can you give me 100 multiple choice video game trivia questions?
You can't guarantee all of it's right, though. Is the
Do
problem?
you want to try it? That'd be a really fun episode.
Oh no,
AI
absolutely not.
generated trivia.
David versus AI.
Absolutely fucking not. No, I refuse to feed the machine. Absolutely
It
not.
doesn't matter. I'm gonna feed it really quick because I want to see what example it would have. If it's probably basic stuff, right? Who's the main character of Super Mario Brothers?
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
did you
fuck-
see? I guess Elon's like getting serious about doing the AI
Fuck
game
him.
studio. It can be like terrible.
We're trying to get into now the National Alert Services. Shout outs to that.
Shouts to him not being able to play GTA because he didn't like killing cops.
What a cuck.
100 video game trivia questions, multiple choice. Directed at what level gamers are we?
Hardcore.
Directed at hardcore gamers.
I dip my nuts in chunky salsa.
Yeah, these are pretty basic so far. Yeah, no, those are basic as fuck. It's just like, which of these games are developed by Rockstar? GTA, Red Dead, or LA Noire? All of the above. Thank you. You know what, Dave? I could probably recycle those video game trivia cards, huh?
I mean, at this point, yeah, you'd have a good shot at it,
Yeah,
honestly.
maybe we'll do that. Hey, you know what? You know what else pisses me off?
What pisses you off, Adrian?
Do you see
What
that?
grinds my gears.
Yeah. You know what really grinds my gears? You see that?
You know what's bullshit?
Yeah, that's what I was aiming for. Did you see that Shuhei Yoshida interview?
No.
Brother, we all know who Shuhei Yoshida is, right?
Yeah.
He was like a big he was the head of first party PlayStation, and then did indies, and everyone kind of questioned that as to why. There's one person you can imagine forced him into that. Can you take a guess? His name is his full name is two first names. They forgot to give him a last name.
Jeff Kaplan of the Overwatch team.
Yeah. Jim Ryan said either you work indies for PlayStation or you're out of here.
What a fucker.
So Jim Ryan forced out pretty much Shuhei Yoshida.
Jim, no one wants to play old games,
Sean
Ryan.
Layden also, who was also awesome for PlayStation. And then could proceed to fuck off with like 12, like what is it, 12 games of service or live service games this gen.
None of them launched.
Right.
Dude,
Hey, Concord launched. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
None of them launched.
Dude, literally the Don Matrick of PlayStation. He is absolutely the Don Matrick of PlayStation, and you
But
cannot.
the Kinect is gonna be next level.
You know what? Now I say that it's they have very similar viewpoints on things. They have that really dumb mouth of theirs that they just say shit that they shouldn't be saying that isn't gonna piss people off, right? So, like, what was it? So it's yours, right? There's Who Wants to Play Old Games was Jim Ryan's, right? Yeah. Remember Don Matrick? Yeah. Don Matrick was if people want an offline console, there's the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both the dumbasses, dude.
Absolute fucking cuckery at its finest.
And the fucking and it pissed me off. They fell upwards too. Like they just get big jobs everywhere else afterwards. I'm like, motherfucker. They
Right. They just get the golden parachute and then they just move on to the next place to fuck up.
yeah. Um, but I don't know. I was gonna make a long Twitter post, but I just saved it for the podcast instead. Uh, hypothetically, think of this real quick. Let's flop the Jim Ryan and Don Matrick around, right? Let's say Don Matrick happened at the end of Xbox One and into the series, and let's say Jim Ryan was like PS3 into PS4. That would have changed the entire landscape of video games, I think.
Yeah.
Because Jim Ryan and a failure on Jim Ryan's like it decides like how Jim Ryan's handle it, like that kind of failure is catastrophic. But because PlayStation just has so much install base, it didn't fucking matter, which is wild. But like, if that kind of shit happened earlier, that they'd been fucked.
Yeah.
They lost like 12 games. Is that not? Am I exaggerating? I thought that was like the number.
Yeah, no, it was like 12, 13 games, somewhere around there.
And we've had so little first party output.
Like, think of like the literal hundreds of millions because of the budgets of AAA games nowadays. That is
Right.
to not release something.
It's kind of crazy too, because a few of those were like first party games that they kind of bastardized into live service. Like there's a new Twisted Metal in the works.
Yep.
Like how the fuck has there not been a new Twisted Metal yet?
With the show doing like as
Exactly.
well too.
They just got done filming the second season of that, and still no new Twisted Metal to show for it. Still no. Again, we also lost the multiplayer for Last of Us 2. The one thing people were still hopeful for.
Yeah,
Dude,
and I'm still mad that Spider-Man multiplayer got canned.
the one that
one
sounded like
actually
it would have
was
worked too.
Yeah.
But fuck it, push Concord.
Yeah, push Concord so much that in this fucking cash grab series of Secret Level, Concord gets its own dedicated episode, while PlayStation just gets one last episode that smashes in all the IPs in a non sequitur way. But no, Concord gets its own actual dedicated story.
Speaking of shit,
More
really
screen
quick.
time than fucking Mega Man.
Yo, really quick. Speaking of shit, do you see that the Halo show got picked up by Netflix?
What? No, you're fucking kidding.
I think
Absolutely
it's
not.
Netflix. The Halo's gonna be playing on Netflix, season 1 and season 2, which
Absolutely
which
not.
opens a window for season 3 because they always said like,
Oh,
oh, we
man.
might not do
Yeah,
that.
No, if any, no, absolutely not. Fuck right on off.
Because
the
they were
only way I see it being a good thing is if like they put the season 1, season 2 on there, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna reboot it.
Into
Into
an
Netflix, so they
anime.
won't give a shit.
I'll take a Halo anime.
Okay,
No,
yeah,
anime
you know what, to be
would
fair,
go
their
hard.
anime. Okay, Netflix's anime division fucking cooks. I'll give them that. Fine, all right. If they give it to their animators, they cook. Their live action division fucking sucks.
Well, did you ever watch? I forget what it was called, but it was like a Master Chief something, and it was like a bunch of different.
Forward onto
like,
Dawn.
No, it was like a DVD that had like a bunch of different shorts that were taken on like by different studios. They're all like different animation style.
Oh no, I haven't seen that. That's been on my to-do list for a while though.
Yeah, that one was really good. I enjoyed that one.
And
Something
Rooster,
like that.
oh yeah, we didn't. Rooster Teeth's back. That's a thing. That was the
Really?
weirdest. Yeah, Rooster Teeth's
Oh,
back.
yeah.
That's so funny. Like the girlfriend was going through some of my shelves and she saw my complete collection of Red vs. Blue, and she was looking like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's like a show they made like through Halo, and then the company made that just became this huge like media like company, and then they're gone now. Not anymore. Not anymore.
They're back.
Yeah, Red. I really want to. I kind of want to watch all Red vs. Blue now. That was fun.
Man, it's been so long since I've gone through Red versus Blue.
Good stuff. But yeah,
Shout outs to them for having Maine as one of the most powerful characters in that series.
uh, dude, Jim Ryan just fucked everything up so fucking absurd. Like it's crazy. Naughty Dog doing fuck all this gen pretty much, right? Like they've done nothing.
Yeah.
I would still keep my copy of Last of Us 2 if the fucking factions mode was in there. If they didn't just cut it out for fucking live service shit. But no, fuck it. Like also season 2 is happening soon. Oh god, dude.
Yep. coming right
I'm
up.
I gotta actually finish watching the HBO series at some point because I'm fascinated to see what they do with season 2.
I'm morbidly fascinated, dude. I have like this small spark of hope in my heart that they're not gonna do the games. They're gonna like subvert somehow, some way. But it's that Taskmaster in Thunderbolt shit where I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't see Joel.
Yeah, he's nowhere to be seen.
Which I mean should have went the same for the marketing for Last of Us Part 2, but I mean fuck me, right? Uh dude, I don't want to get in my tangent again, but I don't know. The Spider-Man one also like the cool thing about Spider-Man one was like it seemed like they were into it too. Like they were excited about that kind of pitch.
Yeah.
I feel like that one got really far. Like there was a lot of like concept art and like actual gameplay stuff that
You have
that
all the
was out and
Spider-Mans you
about.
could have pulled from, dude. Tie it into Spider-Verse.
Well, I think that was the whole thing, right? It was like you were an individual Spider-Man from your own universe that kind of like
Yeah.
collided into like one. So that's why it was like, oh, you can mix and match like pieces from known Spider.
Yeah, it almost
It's
felt
kind
like
of
a
like the Dynasty
multiplayer
Warriors
Shattered
thing.
Dimensions.
Exactly. That's almost exactly what it was.
But no, fuck it. Let's get Concord.
Right. Yeah, let's do generic hero shooter number 5.
You know what? I will at least give Concord credit for what it tried to do. It at least tried to like actually have like a story and shit. It was just dumb in the way it wants to go about it of fucking drip feeding the story.
In a live service that you can't like account for how long it's gonna live for.
Yeah, if it would have dropped almost like a Destiny and being like a pseudo MMO, that game probably actually would have had a chance. In all honesty.
Was the gameplay any good? I heard very
The gameplay looked good because it was a lot of the people that did like the multiplayer like gunplay and stuff for Destiny. So it was just like has like that kind of polish to it. But I don't know.
Yeah, it
Something
wasn't
about like
revolutionary, but it was solid.
yeah, all the characters just look like super generic. There's nothing that kind of stood out. There's like one or two that were like, okay, this looks cool. Like the trash compactor guy.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Again, we got more personality in the fucking secret level episode than the actual game showed, which shouldn't have been the case. Like watching that secret level episode, I was like, oh fuck, that's actually kind of neat. And then it's like, oh wait, I can't actually go back and play that. That's a non-game already.
Dead game.
Fucking, you played yourselves there. God damn.
Speaking of dead game, but maybe only to David. Have you seen the Magic Final Fantasy?
Oh my god, yes. It looks the art for it, first of all, is fucking clean. I love a lot of the art on it. And second of all, my gripes aside with Magic the Gathering and with Wizards of the Coast, they've done a phenomenal job flavor-wise of capturing the essence of all these Final Fantasy characters and creatures.
Yeah, the Tidus one looks really cool. I love that artwork. It's so cool.
So slick. I love the art for Terra as well. I wish she would have been a transforming creature as opposed to what she is. I was trying to figure out why she has like drudge mechanics, and someone was like, "Oh, well, it's to because they did an interview with IGN, and they were like, "Oh, it's to emulate what kind of happens in the second half of the game." And I'm like, "Okay, I guess I kind of see why you're doing drudge mechanics then, but like, it would have made more sense if it was Celeste instead of Terra." Which that's one of my own personal gripes. I fucking love Final Fantasy VI. Fucking Terra and Locke get way too much admiration though, especially when Celeste basically is the heroine of the fucking second half of the game. I don't know why she gets fucking blue balled so much, but it's ridiculous.
I
It's
love
like the
that they
only
put the cat girl in here too. Just
yeah,
really good
Ishtola. You
people.
gotta have Ishtola. Ishtola is Bay. We stand Ishtola in this household. You can't go wrong with a cat girl, especially when she's blind. So
Okay, so
Interesting.
now you could officially play Cloud and attach Captain America's shield to him.
it's true. Also, shout outs to Cloud being fucking ridiculously busted in comparison to Sephiroth. Would not have expected that.
I haven't seen the Sephiroth card yet. That's cool.
The
Yeah.
Sephiroth is kind of mid. He basically gets +1/+1 every time a creature is destroyed, and every time he enters the field, all your creatures' opponents get -2 shenanigans and repeatedly pop him in and out. You could go ahead and basically reuse him as like a Black Sun Zenith. But otherwise than that, it's kind of okay.
Shit, they have a collector's edition for these commander decks too. I didn't
Yeah,
know
they do.
that.
Also, shout outs to Jumbo Cactar, who gets +9,999 whenever he's attacking. Add trample to him, win game.
Oh, okay. So there's a few different Cloud cards. There's the
Yeah, some of the cards have like a
Interesting.
regular art, an extended art, and then a full art.
That's cool. I've only seen the commander decks. I didn't realize there's like a starter kit and stuff.
Yeah, they got a starter kit, a
Standard.
collector set, and
Or like
then
a standard deck set.
yeah.
That's cool. That's gonna sell like a shit ton.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait for Cactar ruining fucking EDH, honestly. Something that gets 9,999 attack when it swings in fucking green. Are you kidding me? With how easy it is to add fucking trample to something? That is an immediate win condition right there.
Oh shit. Okay, so this is like an actual release. So because like Warhammer, they just did the commander decks. They didn't do like an actual release for it. I
Yeah,
thought
no,
that's
this is
what
getting a
this is
full
gonna be.
release.
Yeah, they're doing like play boosters, collector boosters, everything. Okay, yeah, no, this is gonna sell like hotcakes.
Yeah, it's gonna sell like hotcakes, and it's fucking heinous. The cards they fucking designed for this. Jesus Christ.
And didn't they like pair with like one of the original artists or something for it as well?
Yeah,
Is that right?
mono. They actually
Yeah.
got a mono to do some of the art for some of the full art cards, which is wild.
Stuff like this makes me realize like how AI brain poison people are because like they showed off. I seen people commenting on the commander decks and like, too bad it's AI art. And it's like, what the fuck are you looking at that makes you think it's AI art? Combined with the fact that they like released all of this with like an interview with Amano. Like he's like fully behind everything.
Yeah, imagine looking at something fucking Amano is producing, going, "Ah, yeah, AI." Like, don't
Yeah,
get me
that's
wrong.
AI.
Again, I am, fucking pitchfork and torch when it comes to fucking AI, but
And
like,
wizards.
yeah, and wizards, truly. But like, there's a time and a place.
Right.
And clearly nothing in this artwork fucking shows AI. Like, it's wild to think so otherwise.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just one of those things I keep seeing nowadays with not only this but different things. It's like wow,
Yeah,
people are
there
really
was.
burned by it.
Yeah, there was. I feel really bad. There was an artist that was actually bullied off of Twitter that I just happened to know about because I was in a circle
People
of
bully
different
on
artists.
Twitter.
No
Well,
way.
it was one of those unfortunate things where someone claimed that someone was using AI for their art, even though they posted videos of their fucking drawing process, and it just happened to catch enough traction in the wrong subreddit that everyone was fucking brigading this artist without actually looking into it. And this person was just fucking bullied right off the platform and fucking lost their livelihood, which is absolutely horrible and fucking heinous to see happen. It's basically fucking Coffin of Andrew and Lele all over again, because context is a fucking hard thing for people.
Man, I miss when my AI like conception was just watching uh steamed hams on Twitch.
Yeah, watching your freaking procedurally generated Seinfeld or whatever.
It was that, but it was the steamed hams, the one with the Simpsons with Skinner. You ever see that one,
Nah, I haven't
No.
watched any of that.
dude? it uh it was the one where they kept doing the same joke from Simpsons where something's burning in the kitchen. Oh, it's just my uh red thorn roses. Oh, and they would just like just do like the same joke over and over again like
Just
that.
keeps playing like the most well-known one or something.
No, it would procedurally just generate something. Every once in a while, he would have like reruns of the best ones. But once the day I got kicked off was because what's burning in the oven? It's my Ashkenazi Jew, and I was like, oh shit, no, AI's gone
Ooh.
rogue. And so they
And oh fuck.
yep. So that
Yeah, no, the only AI stuff I really got into for a brief period was when there was that channel that got really big doing with the president's plays, where it was like an AI of Joe Biden, Obama,
Yeah,
and
I love
Trump
those.
playing video games.
yeah.
I'll admit, I had a hearty giggle with those.
There's
but,
that. There's how is it manifested? I think it's still on Twitch. God bless them. They get like maybe one viewer. You'll just tune in. There's like one guy watching every once in a while. Every once in a while, I'll put that on the background, because it still gives me remnants of like God. I just felt so weird just about to say this, but like the old school AI, where and I say it as like a year. You know what I mean? A year and a half ago, where it was like very obviously AI, right? It wasn't quite
yeah, the
there.
really heinous, horrifying dolly drawings and shit like that.
It was like viewable, but like not quite like yeah, like the draw like the facial expressions were not quite there. Yeah, or they had 7 fingers, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I had to I put a lot of AI on during my the ending of my grad program when I was doing like my last studies for my comps. Do you know? You guys familiar with comps,
No.
dude? So to get your masters, you have to finish your comps, which is at the end of your thing, you have to select 3 of your instructors over the course of your studies. They give you a question, like you get this way in advance. Like you can get this, like you have to do the thing in like April, but you can get like in November. You'll get the question, and then you go in person in April, and you have to answer them with I want to say like 20 sources and like 10 pages each. So 3 questions, 10 pages each. You have to have a total of like 20 sources, and you can't bring a single note in.
Jesus fuck. There's a
So-
reason I'm a high school dropout. Fuck that.
So that board that I have back there, the one that had the Fast and Furious stuff on it, that was a board that I had just written every note that I had. So it was like I have to have quotes and sources from 20 different people. I had to have like every paper, like each question planned out in my head, right? So I'm a procrastinator by heart. I procrastinate way too fucking much. And so like I'm coming into like April like not having a lot of this stuff planned. I'm like, all right. And if you fail, you don't graduate.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm like, cool. So I go in there and I'm like, all right, I need to start cramming like hardcore. So I'm just like, I took like a couple days off work, and this was my personal hell week, right? Because I had one final for my final class of my grad program or midterm. At a midterm, I had to do my comps, and I had to do a a praxis, which is a quiz, not quiz, but like a test to keep your teaching license. These were all in one week I had to do.
Jesus Christ.
So I took like, and that was actually, if I recall correctly, that was I think the first time we took Blue Rupees off for a week.
Yeah, I think so. That
I
sounds
think
about
that
right.
was it because I was like, I cannot afford an extra hour or for us to talk.
especially back then.
Yeah, so I was like, I need to take the time off. So I took days off work, and I was just cramming, and it was like, yeah, I had to remember an entire fucking quote the person, and the year for 20 different people, put them in a paper, organize that, and I would like have note cards. I'd have that board up there. I recorded myself saying them, so I'd drive and I'd listen to them so I can keep them memorized. Um, and dude, I rolled up there and my password wasn't working because I think I just blanked on my password. And they only give you 3 hours to do this, by the way. You get 3 hours.
It's like the episode of SpongeBob, where he only knows fine dining.
Fine dining
Yeah,
and
it might have been
breathing.
4 hours, 3 hours, or 4 hours. I forget, 3 or 4 hours. But I would go in there and I forgot that password. And by the time it took me 15 minutes to reset the password, my mind just blanked on every fucking thing.
Oh, fuck.
And I was like, all right. It's like I looked at myself like, all right, brother, let's do this. So I started just typing away. I would like have my memorized like, all right, I want to hit my points A, B, and C in every paper. And then every once in a while, I would have like one of the quotes pop in my brain. I would know it. But there were like a few times I would mix and match on accident on there. But that process was help. But anyway, I used the Simpsons Steamed Hams AI in the background because I needed something playing in the background that wasn't like music and it wasn't something of importance. But
something that you can get distracted by too easy.
yeah, but also something that was silly enough that if my brain needed to be like, dude, you need to take a second to turn your brain off, I could just look back at it and like, haha, for like a solid like
Yeah.
5 or 10, and then come back to it and not give a shit about what else is going on there. And so God bless them. Like Steamed Ham, it was actually, it made me really bummed out when Steamed Hams went offline because that was genuinely like really really funny background noise for me. And every so often, I'm talking like maybe once every 4, 5, 6 months, I'll there's like someone record like 12 hours of it, and I'll throw that up there on YouTube and just play in the background because it's so funny. So I think it's so hilarious. But I miss that innocuous AI. Like it was like AI that just dumb silly, which is how is it manifested on Twitch. That still is there. I wonder if they're still up there. Go check them out. But and I'll give them my sub. I always forget I have Twitch Prime subs. I always forget that because I'm never on Twitch.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that again.
I always forget I have those. So I always throw how is it manifested because God bless them. It's 24-hour channel, and there's like they have maybe 1, maybe 2 viewers. They'll take requests every now and then. So I'll throw them a sub. But yeah, shout out to them. But man, I miss that AI, dude. All this AI where it's like you can't tell. There's been a couple I caught on Facebook where it's like it'll have some really meaningful quote in there that I like, and I'll share it, and then I'll like pause for a second. I'm like, nah, that's AI. And I'll look, and yeah, you can tell it's AI back there. And I'm like, this is a great post. Unfortunately, AI still sucks, but it's a cool post. I hate it.
Oh, horrible.
Yeah. Still love it when my kids try to slip AI on me though. I'm like, this doesn't work, guys. You guys can't use AI on me. It's so funny. And then I've noticed that if you ask AI, can you make me a 5-paragraph essay on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet about the theme of like famine or whatever, AI always starts with in Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, yada yada. So I always catch that shit so easily, dude. It's so funny. They're not slick. They always go. Some of my kids remembered because I had 9th graders a couple years back, and they tried to. These fucking kids tried to use that on me. I tell them, I'm like, don't use this on me. Like, if you have an older teacher, it might work. Don't try it by me. Like, it's not gonna work. You're not gonna get slick by me.
I am still hip with the kids. I'm not.
I
that
know
old.
more about this shit than you do, so don't. And
I was there when the Dark Magic was written.
They're already stupid. Where I'm able to see their screens on my screen, and one of them has like an AI thing up. I'm like, all right, so already you're blowing this. And then one kid does his work super early, and I'm like, all right, I know I'll bet both my cats that this is not yours. But let me read it, and I'm like trying to figure out. I'm like, all right, how is he getting AI to do this? And he was using Snapchat AI, and he was sharing the Snapchat AI with another friend on it. I'm like, all right, you're gonna fuck it over for both you guys, but whatever. And so I was like, all right, can you give me a paper about or describe Romeo and Juliet about this? And it wasn't giving me that. I'm like, how is he getting into? Hmm. Hey, can you give me a 5-paragraph essay, 3 sentences each essay about Romeo and Juliet? It came out almost exactly what that was. Uh, and they knew too at the end of the class. I'm like, hey, you two, can you guys stay after class? And they're like, look like, yeah,
Guilty.
no, yeah, cool. And so I pulled them up at the end. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna say this, so I'm gonna let you guys say it. And they just kind of, and then I was like, you guys are making AI papers. No, we're not. All right, you used the word juxtapose in your paper. Spell that word for me. What does that word mean? You've never used that in your life. This is a cheat paper. Yeah, no, you're getting 0 on it. Congratulations. Like,
You played yourselves.
yeah, I love it. When they have a word they've never used in their entire lives, I'm like, spell that word for me and tell me what it means. No, you can't? Wow, that's crazy. I would never use a word I've never heard of in a paper. You at least read. I don't know, man. These kids these days, dude. Maybe it's just the boomer in me, but I'm like, if you guys had all this access to cheat like this, at least cover your tracks. Like, what the
At
fuck?
least like a good, honest person, just fucking copy and paste at that point.
They
Like you
can't-
already have all the resources to fucking find the
Brother,
information as it is.
it's crazy how even like they can't Google things either. Like they just kind of
No, it really. Oh my god, fucking.
let's boomer it
Oh,
out, dude.
Yeah, I have a story about that. So, here's the funny thing. ChatGPT was a conversation at work today, because I am the predominant purveyor of our internal knowledge base.
You're the alpha.
Because I just love documentation. I love writing it. I love making sure that anything we have, it's one of those things that if I get hit by a bus, I want to make sure that people, or in my current case, when I leave, someone can go ahead and follow and figure out what I'm doing. My home network environment, I have documentation for, so that way, should anything happen to me, my wife can understand how the fuck everything works.
Really quick question.
And I don't have to worry about it.
Now that we haven't talked about this since Gore's been off this podcast, but when you do pass, who gets your games?
I mean, I've already told the wife that if I should pass before she does, to reach out to you, you get a finder's fee of a couple things, and then help her sell the shit. to make
Hell yeah,
money.
dude. Oh yeah.
And then
Man.
there's like 1 or 2 items that go to museums, like the development cartridges.
Are you getting
but
buried with any of them?
No.
Okay.
I thought about getting buried with the Shin Megami Tensei.
I genuinely thought that. That's
I thought about that, but I'm probably getting Viking funeral, so I wouldn't want that. Burned,
Viking funeral.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't want to be buried. What the fuck? Am I wasting
Save it
space
on the
for?
Barbie.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking just burn me, throw me in a dumpster. What the fuck do I care?
I do feel like, not to derail your thing, but I do
Yeah.
feel like being buried. It's almost more depressing because eventually no one will ever give a shit about your tombstone.
Yeah.
It's depressing because you put your loved ones into financial ruin for it too.
You put your little into financial
Yeah.
ruin, and you're on this headstone that literally at some point in the future, no one will ever know who you are or give a shit about you about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
well,
Loki. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say whenever like TikTok 3 comes out, someone will like get famous for cleaning your headstone or some shit.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Just it, because like my grandparents every so often will fucking talk about it. Cause like, oh, any day now we're gonna go. It's like, okay, sure, fine, any day now. But,
any
like,
day now.
Yeah, like it's kind of just one of those things. But like real talk, like when my family starts passing, like I'm not gonna fucking invest energy in going into their fucking gravestone. What the fuck do I like? They're dead. Going to their gravestone does nothing. Like I don't need to see their final resting place. That's just fucking weird to me.
It may seem a little over dramatic. I think maybe in like a more extreme situation where it was a maybe out of left field passing, right, or something very tragic. it might be a good reason to have that, but again, I don't know. I just feel like eventually no one's gonna be there. Like
Yeah,
you're
but,
always
like,
gonna have a marker there, but no one cares.
I mean, especially in like my family's case, like real talk, I think the generation ends with my generation. I'm definitely not having
The
any
line stops
biological.
with me, brother.
100%. Like I'm definitely not having any biological children, and I doubt either of my two cousins are ever gonna have biological children or children otherwise. Let's be honest. So I'm 99% certain that like my family's line ends with my generation. So it's just kind of fascinating to think that
Did that hype you
like
up a little bit?
I mean, it's just kind of weird because like I've talked about this with my partner. Like, what the fuck do you do about like family heirlooms? Like, I got a family ring that I'm like, I don't know what I do with this when I get old. Like, it's not going anywhere. What do you do with that? Just die and then like I don't know. It's the fucking state's problem at that point. Like, I don't know. Heirlooms are fucking weird when you don't have a generation to fucking care about after. Like the closest that my partner and I have like talked about it is like we've unironically thought about the idea of like there's a lot of things you can do now with like turning ashes into like gemstones and shit. And so we've thought about the idea of if the other person goes before the other, turning them into a gemstone and then throwing them into like a knife hilt or something.
Yeah,
So
I
that
want
just
to be
sounds
turned
kind of
into a
cool.
sword.
Yeah,
So
like
cool.
there's some
My
like neat things you can do with that. Or now there's also some where it's like they'll jettison them into fucking space. It's like, yeah, I want to be a fucking space Ruby. Let's
my
go.
my coworkers I feel maybe weird saying this, but whatever. Their dad passed very suddenly, and he got some of his ashes tattooed into him.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and it came out really good. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big. I don't know. I don't know. Just I get more existential about the fact that like you're just buried there. Like you're buried there, and worms are gonna just have their way with you, and literally cost a lot of money for no one to ever visit you ever again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
if I want my funeral to like, I want that. I'd rather that money go like something cool. Like I said, like turning my remains into like something cool, like a sword or ruby or whatever.
fucking use me to kill your enemies. Let's go.
Exactly. I'm gonna be the new enchanted like
That's kind of badass.
that sword above the fireplace. That's enchanted with Grandpa.
That'd be a sick like short film or movie idea. Actually, I'm gonna write that down. Hold up. That's a really sick idea actually for like a movie.
Well,
Yeah.
like that's like the premise of like Kenshi from Mortal Kombat, right? His swords. Like,
Yeah,
infused with
it's all his
ancestors.
ancestors and shit.
Yeah.
Let's see, film ideas.
Kill
Turn,
people with grandpa.
yeah, turn grandpa into sword and kill.
I mean, actually, now that I think about it, it's also the whole plot line of Mystery Men with the woman whose father was turned into the bowling ball. Yeah.
I figure it might be like a cool short film idea then. Like
Yeah.
get a little weird with it and go crazy.
Yeah, it's a fun, like, clearly it's obviously not a novelty story that's happening often. Oh shit, speaking of just fun movies in general, also finally got around to watching Boy Kills World. A lot of fun. Like, it's not a great movie, but I had fun with it. Was
Another,
enjoyable.
Oh, we didn't talk about Captain America.
I was literally about to say another movie I had fun with that
I just totally
not
forgot about.
Oh fuck. Yeah, no, I haven't seen that yet.
We'll talk about that in a second, actually.
Be right back.
David, what are your views on a Irish funeral?
What's an Irish funeral?
It's the one where everyone's not all fucking depressed and sad, and people just celebrate.
Oh yeah, so so literally like the Irish drinking song. Yeah. No, I think that's the better way to go about it. Like fucking I'm dead. Don't fucking bother spending time, effort, and money on fucking my account. Just like if you need to say goodbye, then like fucking do it in a cheerful way. Like go fucking enjoy life. I'm gone. Don't worry about me anymore.
There's there's a really cool video on YouTube. What's that song? Hold on, am I blanking on it?
Remember the artist?
It's like the most obvious song. Hold on, I'm trying to get to the chorus in my head. Uh,
Once he was a dread, we'll drink and drink and drink and drink, and then we'll drink
why
some
am I
more.
blanking on this
Dance and
fucking
sing and
song? This
fight.
song is the most. Oh my god. Mr. Brightside. What the fuck? Why could I just not?
What? You couldn't fucking
Yeah.
remember Mr. Brightside?
Yeah, I don't know
Jesus
why
Christ.
my brain was literally dancing around the fucking name for some reason, dude. That's why I was pissing me off.
I don't
right now.
even like them, and I fucking couldn't remember. Mr.
But have you
Brightside.
seen that
Jesus
video?
Christ.
It's the Irish funeral
No.
where it's at a bar. It's really sweet. So it's at a bar and they play that song because it was one of the guy's favorites. And like the bar is just singing like in full force, dude. The dude's like on top of the bar, like leading the song on there. He just takes off his shirt and just dancing around and singing with everyone. I'm like, that's the better way because funerals are just depressing as fuck. David's got to shave during them, and it's no one wants to see that, you know.
I mean, luckily I grow back pretty quick.
But no, like funerals just everyone's just depressed and down. It's like already like shit like that, so much of a bummer. So, not to like get all dour on that, but right, but when we lost our student last year, a lot of it's still remnant, right? It's still, and I told my students, I'm like, you're not gonna forget this for a long, long time. Like, don't think it's gonna be like something you're gonna be over with in a few months or a year, or a couple of years. It's gonna be a while. But also like think of the fun stuff too, because you can't just like constantly just think dour of that. Like, have fun, do something fun about that, because no one wants to think I'm gonna die and everyone's gonna be fucking sad forever, right? It's like, no, go fucking party.
All right. It seems how you brought this up. I have to ask, as you two are also musically inclined individuals. We don't talk about music often enough. My partner has what is apparently a very controversial take about the Killers.
I'm not
which
gonna
is
have
her
a single opinion about the Killers.
All right, perfect. Maybe Kel's will. Her favorite album is Sawdust, and apparently everyone thinks that's sacrilege. What are your opinions?
Like Adrian said, I don't have a big opinion on the
Hell yeah!
The
Two
Killers.
wrong
You're
people.
on my page.
No,
Hell
they
yeah.
kind of file under that that playlist of like songs that get white people turned up.
Yeah.
And,
Hey,
it's
to
just
be
kinda what
fair,
stays for me.
it's a pretty baller soundtrack. I've heard it a couple times.
Yeah, no, I like to get fucking turned up and listen to it as well. Turn on a little Bon Jovi, some of the Killers. Hell yeah, I'll sing along.
Yeah, I love those playlists on there on YouTube where it's just a bunch of like it's like 15 minutes of just songs that emo kids cry to, songs that get white people turned. It's and I'm like I'll always like you know what? Them white people kind of know something, I guess.
You know what? Nickelback ain't that bad.
Yeah, you take that back.
Nickelback's not that bad.
They're mid.
They're mid, but the whole thing of like they're
Like
the
they don't deserve the. Yeah, we've talked about this before. They don't deserve like the rapid vitriol.
yeah
they get
they're
towards
just
them. But they're just
solidly
mid.
mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, solidly right in the middle, right there. But yeah, back to funerals. Yeah, no. Go, just burn me up, throw my ashes somewhere, and go party.
Hell yeah. Don't waste money. My corpse ain't worth it.
Yeah.
And especially you don't want to risk a zombie apocalypse, so just get rid of all the corpses preemptively.
You don't want my ass coming back as Dave's gonna be towering over everyone, just like, all right, motherfuckers, you had your chance to get rid of me.
Speaking of which,
See,
I fucking
that's why
actually
you make me into a sword, so zombie
right.
apocalypse happens.
I got your back. Yeah.
That weapon.
actually
yeah.
ran into someone today that was actually taller than me by like a good fucking 4 inches. It was a wild
That
experience.
scare you a little bit?
Well, I mean, like it didn't scare me, but I was like, wait, what the fuck?
He hesitated for a second.
Because like, there's
"Ah."
a moment where I'm like, I'm used to like having to look down a little bit at someone. I'm like, wait, no, I actually have to like, oh shit, there's more human here. I'm not used to there being more human.
You hesitated when I asked if you were scared. You hesitated for a second.
I could take them. They were built like a fucking toothpick. I could take them.
Oh man. How did we get
Yeah,
derailed?
Captain America.
Oh yeah. What are your thoughts on it?
I liked it. It's not my favorite movie. It's not the worst movie in the MCU. It was enjoyable
Overhated for sure.
for sure.
Very mid. Like I think
I'd say mid in like the best sense of the word. It's not mid as in like this is completely forgettable, not something that you should watch. It's mid in the sense of like, yeah, this is right in the middle.
It had some bright spots that I wish they would have just kept highlighting on there. Uh, dude, the actor that plays Isaiah Bradley, keep getting him on for stuff because he kills it every single time. Like both in Falcon and the Winter Soldier and this, fucking incredible. Like I think his ending and Falcon and the Winter Soldier was like one of the things that like moved me most in the MCU. Still, like I think that was such a really solid story. So to bring it back and still keep it very poignant, solid. That back and forth scene of them at the spoilers, by the way. If you're gonna watch that, go watch that. We're spoiling. I'm not gonna bounce around with spoilers. When they were at the jail facility, right? The back and forth
Yeah.
talk about that, it was solid. But dude, man, you could just smell the rewrites like from every like corner where that happened, dude. Like
Rewrites and the reshoots too, because I guess it's so funny. So another spoiler, like the main antagonist of the movie is the leader, Tim Blake Nelson from the original Incredible Hulk movie.
right.
So I guess they changed like how his character looked a few times in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
because there's like merch that have come out and like actual like promotional like photos for the movie where it's just him with a big head instead of it being like all fucked up looking how it is now. And I think that's like part of the reshoots. Like they went back and like kind of like just kept fucking with shit.
Which I mean, I prefer the way it is now then because it reminds me of MODOK and how the fuck that fucking turned out in Quantumania.
Mm,
I think I didn't want it to be too goofy. I think it was like, especially for like a movie that's supposed to be grounded.
I think he looks really fucking goofy the way he is now.
But I didn't see the ones before.
It was just like literally just like a big head. He's a human, but I mean he's has like a so
Like Gerald from Hey Arnold.
I don't know how to explain it. It just like kind of elongates his head, makes it a little bit bigger,
Hmm.
and turns him green. He's like way more green.
Okay. Uh, Either way, I think they're both kind of goofy though. I guess for this grounded quote unquote espionage thriller. Uh, the CG in this straight like there's some moments that look like out of like a 360 PS3 game for a second.
Yeah, I think all the stuff with the leader is probably like the weakest part of the movie for me.
That's fair.
Because he's the dude. He's like, oh, I know the probabilities. I know
The
this. It's
ending,
like, well, you're
the
always wrong. You keep getting beat, so you don't know anything.
dude, that what do you think of the end credits?
That's another thing. It kind of feels tacked on, but then again, it's kind of it's one of those ones I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's like this doesn't need to be here.
It did.
Well, I do know what happens in it because I made the mistake of just checking if there was an end credit sequence, and they spoiled it. And is there an end credit?
Well, there wasn't a mid credits for like the first time in a very long time.
No,
like, if I
there's like
recall.
just one credit at the very end for one sequence. And in what they spoiled, it sounds like it's just like, yeah, it's just setting up Secret Wars, like just a throwaway line of like it's coming.
This would have been a really interesting thing like 5 years ago.
It reminded me of Batman vs Superman with Jesse Eisenberg,
Oh yeah,
where he's kind of like the ring of the bell or whatever, try and like signal Darkseid.
But you like Giancarlo Esposito had no reason to be there.
He was another reshoot thing, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So I guess Seth Rollins was
Yeah.
supposed to be in the movie originally,
And they
along
they
with,
they
like, some
nixed
other-
him completely.
Yeah, and that makes me wonder, like, what the fuck happened with that? Were they just like, was that footage like unusable? Like,
Well,
it just that bad?
I remember when that happened, he was teasing a lot about the film, and he said at one point that like Disney was getting kind of squirrely about it.
Yeah, he there was an interview that he had where they were kind of pressing him a little bit on it, and he said something about NDAs. And so I imagine he just loudmouthed it a little bit.
Yeah, because like in the original trailer for it, he is one of the soldiers that you see in the background. So he's in the original trailer for it.
Yeah, so
And Becky Lynch, his wife, was also supposed to be in one of the other Marvel projects. I think she got axed from one of them too.
yeah, so But like Sean Carl, he did not need to be there at all. There's like it's so isolated, like the shots that he's in, like yeah, it was weird. I liked Joaquin Torres. I thought
Yeah.
he was charming.
I thought he was good. I loved Bucky showing up in it. That was like
Yeah.
the whole time I'm watching. I'm like, I hope Bucky shows up.
Yeah.
I hope Bucky shows up because like whenever he mentioned before they go to Isaiah, he talks about he's like, oh, I know a guy. It's like, oh, it's gonna be Bucky, right? They're gonna go train with Bucky, go hang out with him. But then they brought in Isaiah. It's like, oh yeah, well, duh, forgot all about him. And so I kind of put it at the back of my mind. And then at the end of the movie, when Bucky shows up, it's like, fuck yeah, there he is.
Yeah, it's so that you know what that seems really interesting in the grand scheme of things, right? Because like you would think when you were going to Captain America that Bucky was going to be in here, right? It was
Yeah.
it's so weird that he's not, but it kind of makes sense too. But I mean,
You know what's really funny about Bucky?
yeah,
So his story now is he's campaigning for a seat in Congress.
hmm
Canonically, in the MCU, JFK was killed by the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So
So the
funny.
guy who killed JFK is now running for Congress.
That's how you get it.
Do you feel like because my partner hasn't seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, do you feel like that's required
Yes.
viewing going into this?
Absolutely.
100%. That and Incredible Hulk are like almost required.
This is
Gotcha.
almost like yeah, it's
A
almost an
sequel to
Incredible
both of them.
Hulk sequel. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like there's so many like callbacks that if you have not seen that movie,
The movie starts with like a montage of like the big fight climax of an Incredible Hulk.
yeah,
Okay.
Because they
Abomination.
reference like they reference like the incident in Harlem and they show clips from that, and then they have like a whole new scene with Ford playing Thunderbolt Ross, but as if he was in the Incredible Hulk movie. So he has like the mustache, he has like the classic like general outfit.
and then they reference Bruce Banner's girlfriend,
Right.
which is so bizarre.
That was like one of those moments when you're watching a movie and there's like weird ADR. That's kind of like what that was for me. It's like, whoa.
Right.
that felt weird.
Right. So yeah, so you absolutely need to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's required viewing.
Gotcha.
But to go back to this, that Bucky scene is very interesting because like that sort of role would go to like Steve Rogers like in any
that-
other film, right? Like
Yeah, that's a Steve role.
all right, so it's really passing. That was the most like very post Endgame passing of the torch to new actors role, but it's also been way too. It's been so long. Like this stuff, if we cut out all this extra bullshit of Eternals and all this and that, and just kind of had that, it would have felt a lot more elegant. But it's just been so disconnected and like discombobulated with everything. But it was a very nice scene to have, right? Because like those two have had a rapport. You know, they both fought Spider-Man and got their ass kicked by Spider-Man, right? But now that we're
Still
like
one of my favorite scenes in the MCU.
right,
Dude, do you have a metal arm?
yeah, just see Bucky's face when he just stops it, and Spider-Man's just geeking out, like, "Whoa, this is so cool!" It's so funny though because you have that scene, and then he has the same exact scene with Sentry coming up here too, where Bucky just
Yeah.
punching, and Sentry's like, "Interesting." He just chucks like a Ken doll.
Rips his arm off.
Yeah. Fucking Sid from Toy Story over there. But yeah, that was a really cool scene to have that, and it was a good back and forth. Very very well needed scene though, because we're getting so many new roles. It just feels good to have like a sort of like fall back on. You know that kind of moment just is always welcome. I think to me when it's like, hey, here's an older character you remember that's kind of gonna have a mentor moment for a second.
Yeah, those were always like some of my more favorite parts of like comic books too, is whenever you have those characters that kind of like age out or move on from like the superhero role, like the upfront role, but they're kind of like still hanging around. They're still like they're in peripheral like positions, and then they'll come in every once in a while. But I always love seeing those because it's those characters that you had your time with, like you had all the fun adventures with, but they're like living out their new life.
Right. I kind of How do you feel about that kind of? How do you feel how they handle Captain America? I never really talked about that with Endgame.
I love it. I think it's great. I seen a theory that what if Fantastic Four is happening on a timeline where Cap went back and made everything right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting. I like the way they did it, but I also I kind of wish there was a. I mean, you can never get away with it, right? Because if anything bad happened, you'd be like, Captain America would be there, you know, like he would not just sit on the sideline. But part of me kind of wish that Cap could have had it that like every once in a while we could just dig into the well and be like, hey, here's Cap to kind of guide everyone back into where they need to be, right? Um, but yeah, I think I wonder, do you think they're ever gonna, because they bring it up a few times, they're gonna do this whole super soldier serum thing with Sam?
I don't think they will. No.
I don't think so either. They keep teasing it every now and then though. Like, is he gonna do it? Or he'll make a line there saying like, I should have fucking did it. Uh, I always wonder, but I guess they're off setting that. It's kind of interesting the way they're doing because in the comics he doesn't take it.
No. Mm-mm.
Interesting, yeah. So in here they offset his lack of super strength with like Wakanda wings, essentially.
Yeah, that's another part of Falcon the Winter Soldier. It ends. They kind of wrap in a whole lot with Wakanda because Bucky's working with him, Baron Zemo's working with him, so he's kind of on like a work release thing with him. And I think it was like them recapturing Zemo. They gave him like the vibranium wings, right, or something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And by the end of this one, they get another spoiler alert. They get completely fucked off. So I wonder if he's gonna get adamantium wings next, or how that's gonna work. Since another spoiler alert, adamantium got introduced to the MCU through this movie as well.
so
All right.
like I mentioned last week, this movie was really an essential movie to be like, all right, we need to tie a lot of things back together and make sure everything's still linking. Okay, Eternals happened. I love that we're barely mentioning like this guy, this fucking celestial in the ocean. Never mind, there was this giant god figure that appeared in the fucking sky, right? Like that thing would terrify the fuck out of me more than this thing in the ocean that's dead. You know what I mean? Like fucking Arishem was there, just fucking. I watched that scene again the other day. It's so sick that scene how that happens.
It's sick.
It's
I love that gust of wind whenever he appears too.
right. They all look back and then just.
It's so cool too because whenever you're watching it, like it blows everything away. Like all the people get knocked off their feet besides Cersei. She's still like standing there. It's like, okay, that's really cool looking.
Yeah, that scene that movie. I mean, I kind of want to go back and watch it again, but it's really pretty.
I liked Eternals. Yeah, it was another one that I enjoyed. Just another bullshit post credit scene, bunch of fluff in there that I just don't care about. But
Yeah,
overall,
The
I
post
enjoyed
credit
it.
scene was the only thing worth watching with Eternals.
Yeah, Patton Oswalt, little fucking Grinch elf.
I,
thing.
I need I need to give it another shot, but it was very pretty though. I think everyone could at least admit that it looked very
Yeah, it was
cinematic.
pretty, but it was fucking trash otherwise.
It could have been a show. That's fair. Um,
Shouldn't have been anything.
I
Even comic fans don't care about fucking Eternals.
that's fair. I do think the movie was a lot more solid than people were giving it credit for. Like even I think it was gonna be, I thought it would be worse than it actually came out to be. I was still pleasantly surprised with it. Um, I think they could have used more Sam building in it though. Like I think they need to establish, like Sam Wilson as a character is super solid. I think they could still do more with him and still like make him out to be like Steve Rogers because he has the potential to like really like flesh himself out to be that, but they just didn't give him enough with just how much they were bouncing around with.
Well, that's just because I feel like that's the whole point of Falcon the Winter Soldier is to try to endear us to him through that. It's just kind of unfortunate that didn't happen in a movie, right?
Right. I think
Because like even watching this, like it's funny. Like he has a truck, he's in like a Hummer, he's in like these nice ass vehicles. And my
Huh.
wife mentions that too. She's like, "Wow, he has a nice truck." I was like, "Yeah, it's because he got a loan at the end of Falcon the Winter Soldier because they finally stopped being racist to him."
yeah. Yeah. That Falcon the Winter Soldier, funny enough, also suffers from fucking rewrites all over the ass there. But
Yeah. Yeah, they literally took out like one of the biggest plot points because of COVID.
You don't know about that, David.
No.
You want to give a
Like, yeah, I guess like one of the big plot points revolved around like a virus going global.
Oh.
Yup.
and so they completely like so because there's like a big part where like a character like dies off screen in the TV show that you know nothing about
And she's a
besides
big
like
name actress, apparently. Like,
yeah, and she's like a big name actress, and it kind of happens suddenly, and it impacts the character in a way where like, okay, we should be feeling some type of way for this, but it turns out that just got completely cut out because that person died from like the virus, and it had to do with that storyline. So they're like, nope, we can't do that.
yeah.
Good.
Which unfortunately stifle a lot of it because it cuts off. So you're supposed to sympathize a bit with the villain, essentially.
Yeah.
And they
It's like one of those things where like they're fighting for a better life type of situation. Like they're in a bad situation and they're having to do bad things to find a better life.
but because they cut
Gotcha.
out that stuff, it's just they jump to the end and everyone's like, wait, why is he sympathizing with a terrorist? And it's like, oh.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things because it has a U.S. Patriot in it, and he's fucking murking them. He's killing these clearly bad people to us, and it's like, okay, why am I against this again? Like he's clear, like he's doing what needs to be done.
that
Gotcha.
there is a really sick ending of one of the middle episodes, David, where
Dude, it's so sick.
it was so sick where
Wyatt Russell's a great actor. I'm
I-
so glad that he's playing John Walker.
yeah,
He's
I'm
one of the main reasons I can't wait for Thunderbolts.
yeah, I'm excited for him. So I'm gonna spoil it. You don't give a shit.
No, I
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah. So US agent has it's like a Bucky situation with them where he's the new Captain America and then he's like Sam and then they have their own
He has
Bucky
a
where
sidekick, yeah.
they have the sidekick, right?
Yeah.
They go undercover to take out some terrorists and then they kill his friend. So they kill off this guy's Bucky. And US agent who has the super serum just goes nuts. Like he's like seeing red.
Like a blood rage, yeah.
Yeah. And he chases these guys down. They're like, no, sorry. And he
And
kills
in the middle of like a crowded street.
yeah,
like
middle of a
park
crowd
or some
street,
shit.
kills one of the terrorists, and everyone's like looking off for like shock. But then there's a shot. There's a really sick shot where it shows
because he kills them with a shield. He bashes their face.
he
in
bashes
with a
his
shield.
head in with the
Christ.
fucking shield, and he just stand there like looking. It's like a shot coming from up, and you just see him holding the shield, and there's just dripping blood at the end of it, dude.
That's pretty fucking hardcore. All right.
It was a sick ass shot, because then it's like it made a very moral conundrum where it's like this was Steve Rogers' shield. He would and Steve Rogers
Yeah, 'cause
killed
the whole
people.
thing-
He shot people. He
Yeah.
was rolling up there with guns, but like
But it was always like a necessary action.
Nazis, fuck
Nazis.
them. I mean, I know some people really care about him now, but my Captain America said fuck Nazis, so I agree with that.
Well, it was one of those moments too because the whole time like they took the. It's like, no, you're not Captain. We're putting in our own Captain America. Give him the shield, and then the first thing he does, fucking bashes someone's face.
Yeah, and just blood on the end of it, dude. So the shield that you've been seeing, right? The shield that like was like blocking from like Thanos and everything like that, just has like just blood from this guy that was like saying, "Please don't." The
That's
show,
fucking
That turns out to be a
Alright.
sympathetic character once we understand their motives.
right? Which I mean,
Gotcha.
got written wrongly, which kind of fucked up a lot of that stuff, But that show gets a lot of flack. I wish they would just fucking admit it was rewrites, because they even say like there's no rewrites. So shut the fuck up. There was rewrites. Like, please give yourself the effort of like letting us believe you and letting us sympathize with the writing and how choppy it was. It was rewrites.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was super sick, and there's like a lot of really cool moments with Bucky and Sam trying to like get along together, because you could tell they're like it's like you're missing the friend that introduced you guys, right? It's like now we have to coincide together, and we just
Right? They're not friends themselves. They just had a mutual.
yeah. But by the end, like, but they care about each other. Like they're like we're both friends with him, so we're gonna deal with this. But by the end, they're like doing that, and then they have a whole cool like family montage at the end. That's like, all right,
That's why I love his appearance in Captain America with him, because he's like, right before he leaves, he's like, "Love you, bro," and it's kind of like that evolution of it. Like, okay, they're boys now.
right, yeah, and that, oh, dude, but then they have the little joke gaggy thing, right, where they're like, they still gotta like jab each other a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
all love at the end, like, you know, and you could tell because that was a moment where Sam almost lost his Bucky. But then here comes Bucky to come in and be like, give him the whole spiel about that. Solid times, dude. It sucks. I feel like Anthony Mackie's kind of getting the short end of the stick on both these a little bit, where it's like, fucking just give him like a well written, well structured thing.
Yeah, because he was good in it. Like, none of my complaints are with like his acting or necessarily with
Oh,
any of the acting.
and David, the best part about Falcon Winter Soldier is Isaiah Bradley, the original Captain America, that was locked away because he's black.
Hell yeah.
Well, he wasn't the original one.
Well,
He
one of
was,
them, right?
He was after Steve because he fought in Korea.
Right.
Yeah.
But they could have him in there, so they locked him away. So it deals like a lot of racial, like, back and forth about that too.
Locked him away and experimented on him.
Yeah. It has a really good poignant ending too, where Sam works to put him in the Captain America museum too, give him his own.
But was he fired for DEI reasons?
Yeah.
Was Sam thrown to the curb over that?
Absolutely. Oh, I mean, technically, right? Because they put in they canceled DEI and put John Walker in there. You're not.
His existence was considered too woke and was fired by the president at that time.
You're not far. But yeah, definitely you required watching for sure.
All right.
You can get a quick summary for Hulk, but you should watch Falcon Winter Soldier. It doesn't come together because of the rewrites, honestly, but form your own writing in there
I think
for
there's like a lot of good individual like performances there. Like we said, John Walker, Bucky, and
Power Broker is a bit of a
Anthony
flop.
Mackie, really good. Yeah, Power Broker kind of sucks. Baron Zemo is in it. He's a really good part.
Does
in
a
it. I
silly
really like
dance.
Baron Zemo. Yeah, it does a really.
Yeah,
silly
I've seen
dance.
all the memes involving him.
Yeah. But overall, I think worth it.
Yeah, the Wakanda stuff's really interesting too.
Yeah.
You get to see how like the Dora Milaje kind of operate.
Yeah. Anything else? We are wrapping up on that talk.
No,
I
movie.
I
Watch it
am.
if you when it comes to Disney Plus.
Yep, I'm
Have
very
fun.
excited for Thunderbolts. So like, I'm definitely just a little more by even watching that trailer in IMAX. Yeah, I think I'll have fun with it.
Yeah, that was my main thing too. Like watching it before this movie, I'm like, "Fuck, this looks really good." Now watching it like watching the trailer after watching the movie, I'm like, "Okay, yeah, now I'm really excited for this."
So I think, man. I mean, like, I think this was the necessary evil. I think, again, I'm saying like in a bad way, but I'm still pleasantly surprised by it. Kevin Feige, was just like get through with this, and he's still kind of even like get through with Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four right there, right there. When's Thunderbolts come out?
May 30th. It's like May something.
Oh shit! Everything's like the first half of the year, huh? Or is Fantastic Four July?
Yep. July 20 something. It's like the end of July. Okay, Thunderbolts is May 2nd.
Okay. Huh. And then is there anything at the end of the year? I don't think so, huh?
Don't think so.
Is Spider-Man next year? Or is it the year after?
Yeah, who fucking knows? I think that one's still like being written.
They're already announcing it, of course. All right.
Yeah, but the real question is where's Spider-Verse?
They're rebooting that for the 5th time.
Was that supposed to be out now or was that last year?
Oh yeah,
It was supposed to be out
have
last
already
year.
Yeah, it was supposed to have already been out.
Across Spider-Verse came out 2023?
Yeah.
No way, hold up. Or was that
I
last
thought it was
year?
2024. Yeah, 2023.
Jesus Christ. That's supposed to be a year later. We're supposed to we're supposed to be like it should have been like, oh yeah, we saw Beyond Spider-Verse last year.
Yeah.
And that's just
Just missing. There's been like no word on it.
oh my god.
There's
Jesus
been
Christ,
murmurs that it may be delayed to like 2027.
that's insane.
Is it? No, they say that?
There's been no official word, but some rumors that are going around, at least according to like the last 3 articles I've looked at, there's murmurs of it being delayed till 2027.
Uh
I guess there was a lot of work on it that was scrapped.
no, there's some. I'm alright. It's Wikipedia, but let's see. Jeff Snyder reported that Beyond the Spider-Verse was unlikely to be released until 2027, the earliest. What you said, right? He
Yeah,
said this was to allow animators more time to work on the film after several scenes had been scrapped and changed, and because Sony was not expected to release the film in the same year as its fourth live-action Spider-Man film.
which
That's so
that's a lie
crazy that
because that
there's-
was what they were planning on.
That's so crazy to me that there's like so much work that goes into it that's just legit never going to be seen. It's just going to get thrown in some vault somewhere or deleted off some random hard drive.
Snyder reported this film's release date delayed had surprised some of its animators that were relieved by the decision. Pemberton and Miller subsequently denied the majority of the film had been scrapped, as previous reported, saying the film reels were being produced.
And don't they have like, wasn't the story that they have like over 1,000 people animating on this?
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah,
So I'm just
this
thinking
was
of,
like an all hands on deck thing.
yeah, so I'm just thinking of this pipeline of like thousands of people working on it, like pumping out scenes, pumping out content for it, and then they're just like, you know what? Doesn't really work.
Heartbreaking, dude.
Yeah, so it's just
mean-
doink, start over.
At least it just means that when it gets closer to it actually being a real thing, you just got to marathon the other 2 movies again. It's fine.
Well, it's 'cause you have-
AMC is gonna have like a sweet deal for it.
You have to land this. Like you cannot fuck up this landing, right?
Yeah, like truly, like the longer it takes for it to come out, like it's the Half-Life principle. The longer
Yeah.
it takes to come out. Oh, speaking of which, that was the other news story I was gonna bring up. Shout outs to Valve for releasing the source code for TF2. Also, rip in peace TF2 because that's basically an official confirmation that they're never doing anything with Team Fortress again. So
They said, figure out the bot yourself, idiots.
yeah, literally, they're like, that's basically it. They said, here's all the source code for running the game and all the source code for how the servers work in Joy. So, shout outs. We're never getting at least anything with TF2 ever again. Maybe one day Valve will learn how to count to 3 and we'll get a fucking Team Fortress 3. But I think at this point we should officially recognize.
like, so I mean, half like Alex, right? But like, do we think we ever get anything else like Portal, Half-Life?
I think we'll get another
I feel like
Half-Life game.
Left 4 Dead has to.
I don't think we'll get another multiplayer game from Valve, honestly.
Deadlock.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was aside from Deadlock.
Yeah, because it's not officially released.
Yeah,
They're still, that's so stupid how they're doing it. Like, I know they don't, it's technically still like it's alpha or whatever.
yeah,
but
I have access to it. I just haven't like sat down to play
Yeah.
it. But like,
there was so much hype around it and then it just kind of dies off.
I want to.
I mean, I guess it's Valve. Like the second it releases, it's gonna have hype because it's like, oh my god, Valve released another game. But like, when you think about it, prior to this, there was Alex, which that produced a lot of hype. But then prior to that was like that TCG they tried to do.
Artifact.
Yeah, Artifact, and then that fucking died on arrival. And it was like, oh, maybe Valve can't make games anymore.
They had that Left 4 Dead: The Last Stand in 2020. That was the fan made one that Valve released, quote unquote, officially for them.
Yeah. Which also, fun fact, the Left 4 Dead games are the only games in the Valve catalog that currently don't have a 64-bit version.
In 2020, the multimedia storybook, The Final Hours of Half-Life Alyx, which focused on 2010s at Valve, gave information about the canceled Left 4 Dead 3 project, which was developed around 2013, describing it as an open-world game set in Morocco where the player fights hundreds of zombies. The project was shelved due to the slow development of the Source 2 engine.
That kind of makes sense though. The especially if they're hinging on Source 2.
Yeah.
Also, why is it open? I hate that everything was open world. I'm getting, I'm
Yeah.
getting so sick of that.
Yeah, there was something else coming out that I feel like I think it was like something that like one of the state of plays or something or else they mentioned like something being open. It's like, wait a minute, this is an open world game.
Yeah, there's been a couple games like that where we're all talking about like, oh, we're super excited until they said open world, and then it's like, oh,
That happened
Yeah,
for
it's
a
like, wait,
long
what the fuck?
time. Like you can't turn me off faster than saying this is open world. I mean, even Halo, like I did it, but I didn't want
Halo was the
to.
first one where I'm like, okay, this is not neat. I see the issue now. My third eye has been opened wide.
Well, yeah, and the thing with, and maybe is just the peanut brain for me, right? But it's like if you're gonna make an open world Halo, it's got to be like transversal to the point where like you can explore the Halo. It's not just here's a chunk of the Halo. Enjoy.
Yeah, here's all these hexagonal like pillars.
Right. Whereas like you look up, but the coolest thing I always thought about, and tell me if you did this too, as a kid when I play Halo, I always looked up the Halo and I would see all the different like biomes they've got, and I always think that was so cool, right? You look up and you see like you're on like Halo, like the original, like the first level, right? When you first land on there, you look up and
Yeah,
you see
I'm
like the
definitely
snowy
doing that.
levels and stuff like that too. You're like, that's cool, like, but you don't explore that. You're just on this part.
yeah.
Take out that tower. All right.
Sure. All right, Marines, load up.
Yeah. Uh. I would like a Left 4 Dead 3 though. I think a Left 4 Dead 3 could do really well though.
Yeah, Back for Blood. They already did that, dude.
Yeah, and didn't do very well.
Yeah,
I think that's like the real harsh thing, and it makes me kind of understand like Valve's standpoint is like what else do they do? Like what can Valve re-innovate that is left to re-innovate at this point? And I feel like that's probably why they're reticent on it.
Well, I think that's kind of like one of the shortcomings of like the game in general. Maybe is like if they feel the need that innovation is the key rather
Yeah.
than just telling a good story.
Well, see, I don't. I
Because
guess
there's no reason why like they Half-Life 3 isn't getting made due to innovation. It's like, dude, just write a good fucking story for it.
that.
Like, why? Do
Yeah,
you need
but
to
it was always the
innovate?
characters I cared about. I didn't really give a shit about that. Like, I don't know. It bugged me like that too, where it's like Miyamoto. Why did you never make another F-Zero? I didn't know what to innovate on it. I'm like, yeah, but sometimes, and maybe again it's me, and maybe I don't know, because I feel like in any other situation, like if I'm writing something or something, I want to do something new. But like, I don't know. Sometimes games just do another one. Like,
Yeah, I think it really depends entirely on like what the whole focus of the game is. Like again, if it's just focusing on a good story or good gameplay, you don't need to fucking innovate. I mean, Borderlands has made an entire career out of never innovating. Just do that again, and we have a multi-million-dollar franchise with a fucking
Terrible
five-star movie rating. Just fucking take that game, repackage it 8 times, and it will still keep selling. Like that's it. That's the formula. That's all people want. Keep re-releasing the
I get that
game.
you want to like innovate. I get it makes sense like in the Half-Life sense, right? Like, I get you want to get something big with Half-Life. I still think it's kind of lame that you guys just couldn't finish your story, honestly. But it is what it is. Um, but like Left 4 Dead, it's kind of arcadey. It's like just make a new mode. I don't know. Do something. Do something. That's that fucking meme. Just poke a stick. Do something. Portal.
Yeah,
Like I get
world
Portal.
where
Portal's got to be innovative, right? Like Portal 2 threw like every fucking crazy idea at the book, like Adam, right? But like,
I mean, even Portal 2 wasn't, let's be honest, innovative. It just was like, here's Portal again, just the co-op now. Enjoy.
I mean,
ain't
they
a good
threw
story. I really like the story for 2.
just.
I
I mean,
like the story
it
for
had a
2,
whole
but like it
story,
wasn't
but
innovative.
it had a
It
lot
was
of
just
different.
like
It had a lot of different ideas, though, right? Like shooting slime out of things, bouncing around everywhere. Like,
Going to the moon.
yeah, there you go. There was a whole boss
potatoes.
fight, right? Like, I don't know. I disagree a little bit on that. I think Portal 2 innovated in what it needs.
There was nothing that Portal 2 innovated in this genre, though. Like it improved upon the original game, yes. But when you look at like the context of what Portal 2 was, it was not an innovative game. Portal 1 was innovative.
Were either of you guys big Half-Life fans as this was going on?
I mean, I really loved Half-Life 2 when it first came out.
Kels?
I didn't actually get into like playing Half-Life until like college or so, but I just remember. So growing up, I had G4,
Yeah.
of
Hell
course,
yeah.
and like I was always seeing the shit on Half-Life on there, like, oh yeah, that looks sick. And then like later in life, ended up playing it, and I mean, I get the hype. I like it. Black Mesa's really fun too.
But
Shout out.
were
Yeah.
were any of you guys either the ones like, where's Half-Life 3? Why am I not why is Half-Life episode 3 not happening?
Not outside of it being like a meme.
Yeah, like I was like, yeah, I'm excited for it. And then they're like, okay, well, we're gonna do the episodic releases first instead. I'm like, all right, cool. Like you're gonna give us little bite-sized chunks, and it's like, all right, here's episode 1. All right, this is really neat. Here's episode 2. Oh, cool, that's really cool. Where's episode 3 of these episodes? What? Wait a second, and then the memes start to develop if they don't know how to count to 3.
It just
Uh,
really I don't know. I'm glad I'm not a fan because that would have pissed me off, honestly. Same thing with like fucking George R. Martin.
yeah,
Let's go finish a
he
book.
even admitted that he probably won't finish those books before he dies.
I don't know. Do you not have an idea of what you're writing? In which case, like, just do it. I don't know. Like, I don't understand what the whole.
Fucking Murima is rolling in his grave because he was constantly seeking perfection in his art and craft to the point that he overworked himself to death. And here's fucking Rolkin Token fucking Martin over here, just like, I don't fucking know. I'll get to it eventually.
I don't know. If I was a fan, I'd be livid though. Like, episode 1, episode 2, and then just never a thing after that. I mean, yeah, you got Half-Life Alex, which is great, but as far as I'm aware, I don't think that pushes the story. It just fills in.
No, it's a
No,
prequel.
Alex really fucking shakes up the story in a lot of ways.
But it doesn't push the story.
Kinda, doesn't it? Introduce
Yeah.
time travel.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but it fucks with everything entirely.
Does it
Yeah,
complete
it's what-
anything?
Doesn't complete, but it opens up.
opens
Yeah.
Is that playable
It-
non VR yet or no?
Yes, that
No.
is playable
Oh,
non
is it?
VR now.
Nice.
I've always wanted to get into Half-Life, but like I said, that as a person that's what part of it's kept me away. It was just finish your shit.
Yeah, definitely go into it expecting that nothing's finished, but like Half-Life Alex feels like it feels like it's a final acknowledgement of like, all right, we're gonna come back to this. We promise this time for realsies, because what they introduce in Alex basically gives them an out for everything, and it's so
Do you
fucking.
think, wait. So do you think there's another Half-Life coming?
I think there will be another Half-Life. I don't know what form it'll take. Like, I don't think we're gonna ever
free-to-play.
see actually. No, meaning like I don't think we'll ever actually have like Half-Life 3, but I think we definitely see a Half-Life Alex 2.
Did you guys ever read the that Half-Life 3 like blog that the writer wrote down that was not Half-Life 3 but was Half-Life 3?
I read it when it was like a first. I think we broke it on Blue Rupees when there was a big nudist article about that going around, but I haven't read it since.
Yeah, I always wonder if I was a fan, how I would take that.
I mean, considering it's the closest we'll ever have to official Half-Life 3.
Do you think so we don't need a Half-Life 3 now, Corey? So no spoilers, but
No,
Half-Life Alex
but,
means we
like
just-
Half-Life 3 doesn't need to exist with the way that Alex happens.
Interesting.
Like we've
It-
subverted entirely everything that was going to happen.
If anything, I think we might get a.
Half-Life 5.
I was gonna say, it'd be to the Half-Life series, kind of like what Final Fantasy VII Remake is.
Yeah, that's actually the perfect way to put it.
Interesting. Okay.
Like everything else would live on before it. It all makes sense, be part of it, and then there'd be like a whole new.
It's a
thing.
whole new continuity, but it still only exists because of the old continuity.
Yeah.
I'll have to see what I do with my gaming now that Yakuza is going to be on the tail end of things. I want to know what I take on next. All right, David, you're a sleepy boy. We gotta start taking off.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I still got patches to do.
Ooh. All right. That was Blue Rupees. Thank you for listening. We're gonna next week tune in when we see if we can have the AI outsmart David in video game trivia.
No.
Yep.
It's like John Henry versus the fucking railroad machine.
Yeah. Whoever wins this game of trivia, AI or David, they can talk shit on each other for next week.
They get to be the new co-host.
Yeah. All right. Send us out, David.
Remember, fuck the police. Always fuck the police. Never stop fucking the police.
All right.
Hell
Anyone in chat still? We have some viewers. Adios.
Hell
Take
yeah.
care. Sayonara.
Okay, bye.
Bye.